Angela, we are live on what has to be the craziest day in the live Levy Baldoni case to date.
Well, yeah, until the trial, right? Whoops.
Well, thus far.
It is a great day for Blake Lively. We can say that much for sure.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And we also got the Andy Signore tape. By the way, I'm only going to be delivering audio on that, which we discussed already, but I think you guys will be entertained. And there's actually a lot to it. There's like, it's a juicy little piece of tape. And
I know, for a one-sided recording, because we only have the recording of your part in the conversation. Like, you didn't put it on speakerphone when I was recording you.
No, it's not his side of the conversation.
And that was the point for me recording it, was I just wanted to make sure nobody could twist your words. But it's still
which he does live in the conversation multiple times.
Yes.
So you know he's certainly capable of it. It is a really interesting video, audio, and I'm going to share it with you momentarily. But first, P. Diddy, what's it called? On Netflix, the documentary.
Sean Combs, what is it?
Repackaged? No. Sean Combs, The Reckoning?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, Sean Combs, The Reckoning. Okay, listen, man. Be real quick with it because we have such a jam-packed day. This answer to the motion for summary judgment, I've only gotten a taste of it.
Wait. But you just mentioned Sean Combs.
It was like foie gras. So before, and I've never had foie gras, but just bear with me.
Okay.
But so we have a lot to do on the Lively front. We have a pretty good chunk to do here on this Baldoni thing. So let's just go right into the first thing first, which is the Diddy. So we can zip past it. I'm just going to call it 4.5. Yesterday it was sitting at 4.8. I watched the final episode and it slowed down a bit and then knocked a couple off for it. Mm-hmm. It's an excellent documentary, perfectly directed in my opinion, but for the ending, again, slows down just a hair, just a little bit. The pre-trial video stuff that was included is totally fascinating. And I learned last night after we watched it that Combs is filing for an injunctive relief on that footage, which is a really interesting scenario because what happened was he hired a videographer, which was going to document him before he goes into jail. He went to jail. Then the videographer went and claimed his property because by law, that's his property.
Yep.
So then he got it. And of course, he licensed it to 50 Cent and Netflix, who took it on gladly.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting fucking scenario there, kind of brewing on the side in terms of that. Like, I want to pay attention to that litigation because that's going to be obviously very important litigation as far as chain of custody for an artist's right to their own material.
Yeah, it's really interesting. But also, I really want to like pin that there was this one conversation that the videographer that Sean Combs had hired to follow him around New York City.
Yeah.
Had caught them in a conversation where where Sean Combs was getting sued by by an artist that he used to work with.
Yes.
Okay. In like one of these girl groups that he produced.
Yeah.
And he got accused of her of sexual misconduct. And then he immediately was like, "Hey, I need to get an editor. Are you an editor?" He asked the videographer. He's like, "I need to get an editor to cut clips of all the times that she was in the press praising me."
Yeah.
Which is exactly what fucking Baldoni did.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
With Isabel Ferrer.
This the same person?
Uh-huh. Right.
Of course it is.
But instantly, that's what he thought of. These fucking guys all operate the same, bro. I can't stand it.
Well, I think it's
so predictable.
I think it's a top shelf documentary. I'd be super proud of it if I made it, especially in the turnaround time that they did.
Yeah. So 4.5 tiny pineapples for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And I really thought it was a great piece of media, but, and very entertaining. And look, again, with the caveat that a lot of people lives were destroyed and that was the wild part of it for me, was relating to that in so many ways. Like his partner, the guy who started Bad Boy with him, who went basically to homelessness, who got blacklisted in the industry. Mm-hmm. Like he and I, bro, like we could sit and, commiserate over tiny cups of espresso for many an hour.
Yeah, he was an amazing interview. I thought his energy was so wonderful and like grounded, and I could see why he succeeded so much. And why Sean Combs needed him, because I feel like Sean Combs, he's got like a manic disorder or something, right?
That's true. He was like his partner there. He felt like a philosopher.
Yeah.
Almost. Like the philosopher who spent all of his life in prison.
Oh my God, I know. Yeah, that's usually how how they become philosophers typically.
Because I can tell you this from my own experience, and I could read it on him that when you go through something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and he went through it even harder than me because he actually got to the height
Yeah, of course.
and then had it taken away. I was just on my way up.
Yeah.
So I never even got to taste the pudding, man. That guy ate the pudding. You know what I mean? And then he had that shit taken out. But I can tell you that you go inward fast and hard, you know? I did. I mean, it was fucking immediate. Like
That's
I was
the point, man.
Yeah.
That's the 12th house experience where you are forced into or accidentally find yourself in isolation, and you have no choice but to do deep inner work, you know?
Dude, I was writing, philosophically about my feelings. Do you know what I mean? I was, and then I got into reading and just like a bunch of stuff and it wasn't like I was like determined to do it. It was as if it was just coming to me in waves, like I wasn't like, how, you get pregnant and then you're like, oh, I'm going to go buy a book on being pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, I'm depressed. I'm going to go read about being depressed, or I'm a victim. I'm going to read about surviving or whatever. It was like just me. It was actually me searching for something, anything. I read the Bible, I read the whole Bible.
What'd that do for you?
I appreciated the writing quite a bit in many parts. Psalms cannot be fucked with. That shit is wildly good.
They say that that's the main reason why there's so many people who, have you ever read those like old letters that like people in the Civil War would send back to their families, and they're all really poetic and extraordinarily like deep, communication skill, Yeah. They say that the reason why is because we had the entire populace was raised on reading the Bible, that people were very literate because they had to read and understand the Bible. And then people just don't do that anymore. And so now literacy has dropped.
Yeah. I mean, I think, to really answer your question is the reason I did it was to look for answers like everybody does. You're looking for meaning, not even answers. You're looking for meaning.
Right.
What is the meaning of all of this? How could I have everything? How could I pour my heart and soul into everything and do it with such great intentions and come out with such a great result and then have it burned to the ground right in front of my face, have it urinated on, what is that? What is the meaning? And I've been searching for that ever since. I've never stopped searching for the meaning of that. So Insanity, all of it, great movie, highly recommended. You guys want to get into this?
Oh yeah, sure. So it was a while ago. I found this my metadata or whatever for this video.
Yeah.
The audio that you're gonna play.
Okay.
So it was Sunday, June 29th of this year, and it was 10:52 p.m. was when Andy Signore decided to call you.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But I can't remember when. So I was like, okay, you're getting a phone call late on a Sunday night. What is this?
Yeah, you could go back and look at that live on that day.
June 29th.
Yeah, because it would have been either that. It would have been that day. It was maybe the day before, or.
Well, it was a Sunday. We didn't do lives.
Right. So it would have been that Friday or possibly even the Thursday.
So you were exchanging text messages with him, right?
Nope, none. Oh,
how did he call you?
No, I just looked down at my phone and I said, Andy Signore. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's have this conversation, I guess,
I was expecting you guys to just have a conversation. And I knew that you guys were like arguing, but I didn't expect it to be like him calling you at like late on a Sunday night to fucking yell at you. But he immediately started in, right?
He did.
What was the context of this?
Yeah, he said you read on that live a quote from him calling Blake Lively supporters desperate. And and Alan came out.
On the live.
Yeah, Alan came out on the live.
I recall that you called him an oaf.
I did call him an oaf.
And he was offended by that.
Quite.
Okay.
Who would have known? See, I guess, look, yeah, he doesn't like oafs.
But I think apparently, was this when we were on TikTok or something? And then people were sending him the video?
Yeah.
Like you weren't like, you didn't try to send it to him.
No.
You weren't even trying to talk to him.
I had no idea. Look, we have less than 700 followers. We average 100 people here a night. We average 20 or so people here in any given moment, typically.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like that right now, but hey, is what it is. We got friends, but we don't attract large crowds. And I didn't expect that was going to be a problem, or that I didn't even think he would get back to him. Not that I cared much, but I didn't think the last thing I thought was like the next day he would be like, the fuck, Wheatley? You know what I mean? Like the guy's busy with managing a giant fucking channel. The last thing I thought he would have is time to
You're
worry
not
about
trying
what
to.
I'm saying.
You're not trying to start like YouTube beef.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to charge. I immediately reacted. Alan came out because, Guilty Angel got Alan out. Sometimes Alan comes out, and he came out.
I love how quickly you've adopted this idea of
Well, it
your
makes
alter
sense.
ego.
Well, it's only just because it at least can explain that there's a moment in time where there's a level at which, you go into like a streaming consciousness of, that problem or that situation. It's not like rage or anything. It's just like, man, I'm focused on this and I'm pissed. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be pulled off the rails. And I think that I probably have a bit of a habit for some reason of like, this Alan sort of thing happening in order for me to keep on my rails, like to keep me straight focused and not allow distraction. I don't know, maybe it's a way of me dominating the conversation. I have no idea. I don't know what it is. I need a therapist. They could tell me. I don't know. I'm just going to go. What I'll do is I'll sit across from the therapist and they'll be like, so tell me about yourself. And I'll be like, me or Alan?
They're like, okay. They start taking notes
Like,
real fast.
Yes, okay. You can start anywhere you like, Dallin. All right, guys. This is, so I did the best I could to like kind of tell you what's up.
You want to keep the volume a little, I heard a little chirp that might be loud.
I set the levels before we went live. We should be fine.
Great. Perfect. But
I can turn it down if I need to. The volume control is within my reach. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first one. This one's called More Intel Than Lyman. It's a quick clip of him just talking like, he's trying to tell me that he basically knows more than Judge fucking Lyman.
But he's not recorded. You're saying this is a clip of him.
I'm telling you what you're going to get. I'm going to give you some narration about what he was saying to me on the other line as best I can recall. Oh, can you hear that?
A little higher.
You have more intel than Judge Lyman? Do you have more in... Oh, I don't give a shit, Andy Signore. It's what's in the courts. You're going to fucking try to tell me that you know more than the goddamn judge? What are you talking? Oh, that was you. He got me. That was Angela saying, hey, in the video. So I stopped because I was like, what?
I was trying to quiet the dog down because I didn't want like dog toenails, tip-tapping all over the place.
You're going to hear my feet walking because I'm pacing madly.
You're pacing, yeah. Dude,
my heart rate was up for this.
Dude, hey, go watch your first episode.
I tell him to go watch his first episode because I'm trying to tell him like, because before that, we didn't get this recorded. You didn't turn it on yet. But before that, I had told him that like he started out. I was like, your first episode, you were cool. You were like, hey, this doesn't look so good for Justin Baldoni.
Yeah, he was really balanced.
He was balanced.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just fucking, the very next one, it was another fucking ball game, which I am almost certain was a phone call or a text or an email from Miss Nathan. But, so this next one is, he calls me a rat.
Wait, just on that last one, I love that you're like, oh, you have more information than Judge Lyman?
It's the most fucking annoying thing, that this guy's going to tell me what's up with the case. And then we find out that he didn't even know anything about the Norman case, which you'll hear in a second. But here we go. This one is called, he calls me.
I'm a rat? You call me a rat? You calling me a rat? Listen, I gave you a first of all, hey, listen, let's get the record straight on this, brother. I brought you a fucking kick-ass story.
So he's trying to fucking tell me that, I have to kiss his ass because he had me on for his book or like for my book. So he brought me on for my book and I did my interview and he's trying to like make me like beholden to him for some reason or like that I owe him, In the meantime, the New York Magazine was going to do an exclusive on it until Leo interfered.
Right.
Like he's a fucking downgrade for my story, bro. Oh, sorry. He's a downgrade for my story, though.
Yeah, of course.
He's a total fucking downgrade. There was fucking Andy. I got snuffed by Leo on the New York Magazine piece and ended up going to Andy as my fallback. He was my fucking fallback.
Like, oh, I didn't realize I was doing you a favor or that you were doing me a favor when you reached out to me to do the fucking the video,
Crazy.
That did 500,000 views, so don't act like I'm sitting there with fucking on my knees to you, buddy, because I gave you the good ass stories, bro. I gave you. I was your friend, Andy. Why are you fucking destroying that woman's life, Andy? Why? No, you're destroying her life and you're participating in it. Why are you doing it? Yes, you are, Andy. You're bullying here. You have a fucking million followers, Andy Signore, and you are calling out bullshit on this woman. It's garbage what you guys are doing to her.
So
Yeah.
there I am standing up for Blake Lively.
No, I mean, it's a very fucking reasonable argument. Like, what do you have in this that you're trying to fucking bully a person? I don't understand it.
And he goes on screaming. This next bit is how Andy basically knows everything.
Wait, what did he say about that?
About which specifically?
No, the last part.
Well, you know, he said a bunch of shit about how I'm wrong and that Blake Lively is the devil woman.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just he's the devil. This is what leads me to this next comment from me, because he's like obviously oh, she's this, she's that, she's the devil woman.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I go in, and then this one I titled Andy Knows It All.
Do you?
Sorry.
Do you? Well, okay, then tell me something, Andy. How come what you know isn't good enough for Judge Lyman? How come what you know gets fucking Justin Baldoni's case kicked out of the fucking courts? Huh?
Because he told me that he had all this, like, he said he knows things that most people don't. Like, he was trying to tell me that he had some inside shit.
Some secret information.
He kept pulling this stuff on me where I was like, oh, I got this inside stuff. You don't know everything, Dale. That's what he kept saying. You don't know everything. And I'm like, tell me how what you know, got Justin fucking, that the judge didn't, and then threw out his
that they didn't bother submitting any of that to court.
So fucking ridiculous.
He's just gullible, bro.
God, he got me so
I'm
mad.
so embarrassed too, because I keep speaking up from behind the camera because I'm
Don't
pissed.
be embarrassed. You say some funny shit.
It's
actually.
like fucking 45 minutes of Dale having to spend our evening being shouted at by Andy Signore, and I got pissed. So I'm a little
you were not
embarrassed.
liking it because we were having a nice
I was like,
evening.
you could just hang up the phone, Dale. We can continue to enjoy our night.
So this went on. He went on talking about just shit or whatever. I tried to interrupt, and then finally, I got this in, which I loved.
I came to you straight away and told you, look, this is bad fucking news. And it is, by the way. You're so on the wrong side of this. Dude, you're getting embarrassed by this woman, bro. You look so stupid half the time with the shit coming out of your mouth. I can't believe you would put yourself in this position.
It's just, I just unloaded on that. I was like, you're embarrassing yourself.
I mean,
it's humiliating.
And it hasn't stopped. I mean, it's super embarrassing what he's doing. How he's trying to fight a fucking subpoena, and now he's getting in even worse trouble.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about how he lost in court the other day. It's like, how embarrassing, dude. Like, all of this is just an unforced error. He didn't have to be participating in any of it.
This one I just labeled as why. Why? I don't know, but I called it why.
You are the bad guy, Andy. You're ruining a woman's life. Why?
Is this your campaign, bro?
Bro. I mean, it's pretty obvious what's happening. It's pretty obvious. Listen, I'll tell you. Listen, I'll make you this promise for sure. And listen, by the way, as far as all this goes.
Oh wait, let me go to this next one. So I guess I just wanted you to hear me ask him why he's ruining a woman's life. Here he accuses me of using his name for
clout,
for clicks. For clicks, the famous, the one and only
Andy Signore.
Andy Signore.
Using my name. Andy Signore, who the fuck do you think you are using your name? What are you, a fucking movie star?
Sorry.
Because you're the one talking shit. Because you're the one out.
He's like, why are you talking? He was like, why is my name on your lips or whatever? He's some stupid shit like that.
You're fucking talking shit. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? Should I not use your name if I take umbrage with you?
He can dish it,
If
but
I
he can't
take
take it.
umbrage with you, should I not use your name? If I take umbrage with what you're saying, can I not use your name?
He's talking shit about other people, but he doesn't want to hear it.
No, it's
Well, why would you?
why? It's a good point. This is another point that I'm about to make right now, which is, well, here it is.
Well, there would be no reason for me to do that. No reason for you to do that for me.
He's talking about him talking shit about me. I'm like, why would you talk shit about me? What am I doing?
What have I done?
What have I done?
What you're doing to this woman and to her family, I don't think you understand, bro.
And this is like the biggest, I think this is one of the biggest points that I can make in this call to him, and what I'm trying to implore to him. I've been through this. I've been having my name destroyed by somebody powerful or with a voice.
Yep.
I've been through it, man. And Justin Baldoni had the means. You know, he didn't have the influence like Leo had to destroy her in the business. That's where he failed. That's where she was basically saved. But and where I had no hope, because they were the only people I fucking knew in the business. But you know, this statement to Andy is, I think, one of the most heartfelt statements I could make on her behalf, frankly.
What you're doing to this woman and to her family, I don't think you understand, bro. And you think you've got these big inside information. You know what you are, dude? You're just a guy getting information from a pipeline that wants you to say certain things. If you're not a shill and you're not getting paid, Andy, and it looks like you are, but if you're not getting paid, then you're just getting fucking smoked by a bunch of fucking liars. And it's so fucking painfully obvious. Because let me tell you something, dude.
And then he doesn't let me speak after that. He goes on a tirade because obviously I accused him of accepting money and being a shill. He denied that. He tried to defend all of that, yeah, through denial and whatever else. But look where we are today. Here we are. This was in June, and it gets better actually.
And we'll see what the dynamic is, I guess, in those text messages he didn't want to turn over.
Here's where he starts, and he starts throwing all these insults at me.
What, Andy? What's your problem, bro?
He's like calling me like.
Why do you act like a baby? You're acting like a baby. You're acting like a fucking baby right now. You're acting like we gotta get the last word in. This is when I'm in high school, brother. You're acting like we are, but we're not. When? So you say the fucking date.
Okay, and then he tried to say, "Oh, come on he goes, come on my channel and debate me." I mean, oh my God, I would love to carve that ham. You know?
Let's do it.
Yeah. As soon as he said it, he backed right off because he knew. Because there's two things: I will carve him up to nothing. That's probably not what he's thinking because he's already off his ass. He thinks he's an emperor in his own world.
He thinks he has information that you don't have.
But he would be worried about me gaining followers and, you know, people going, oh, this guy's actually kind of logical and maybe I will check out his channel, et cetera, et cetera. So he wouldn't want to benefit me, you know, because he's that kind of guy. This is probably right around where he started to compare Blake Lively to Toby.
And I'll be calm about it too.
I told him, I was like, I'll go on your show.
Exactly.
And then when I'm saying exactly, it's because, no, I'm not going to let you on because you're going to benefit from it. That's what he starts saying. And I'm like, exactly.
I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want. You know, go and fucking.
Oh, this is him saying he's going to take my videos down, I think.
Fucking die on your sword, buddy. Go and die on your sword.
He said, yeah, this is where he says, this is where he's.
You're doing to Blake Lively what Tobey Maguire did to me. You're doing to Blake Lively what Leonardo DiCaprio did to me. Yeah, that's exactly your problem. You've got this issue with somebody you don't even know. And you want to ruin her life over it.
So he'd said something like Blake is like Toby right there. And I was like, yeah, see, you got a problem with somebody you don't even fucking know.
And I did take issue with that.
All right, this next one is just kind of me stating the obvious, but I like showing people like somebody actually said it to his fucking face.
Why would anyone come and talk to you on Blake's side after the things you've said about her and the way you've talked about her and the way you've talked about Ryan Reynolds? And the mockery you make of this whole thing.
This is the crazy part that bothers me the most.
Oh, because here he's saying, well, I'm open. You know, if they want to tell their side of the story, they can come on my channel. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Where he's like, I'm not preventing them from telling their story to me.
Right.
And you're like, why the fuck would they?
Why the fuck would they?
Yeah.
I don't know if I got any more on this here. Let me go to this next one. This next one is, so then he starts rumor milling. He just starts making shit up. This is what he does. That's what all them fuckers do. They just make shit up. The facts they can't work with. You know, there was another post on It Ends With Lawsuits, you know, trying to turn Jenny Slate into a racist because she was uncomfortable with the way Jamie Heath spoke around her. All right, now here we go with this. So this is rumor milling.
No, I knew it was the movie house. Because people talk shit about her on set doesn't mean anything, Andy.
The audio is so good, isn't it?
So what?
Does he think he got forced into a basement?
So what? What does that mean? Who cares if people don't like Blake Lively, bro? What has that got to do with it?
This is the part that I can't get. And this is, by the way, the other thing that I love about this sharing this guys with you guys is that it really gets into the psyche of what everyone's talking like. And what's so interesting about that is that he's one of the kingpins of that. Like, we know that he, as the judge in Florida put it, was at the heart of the matter in terms of the relaying of information from publicist to public. And he's drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, you can hear him drink the Kool-Aid in this call, or that he's.
I was actually really astonished by that. I wasn't. I didn't expect him to actually believe this shit. I thought that he was just like doing a little dance.
This is funny. I think I apologize here for calling him no for something.
Not stomping on a dude or nothing. Listen, hey, okay, Andy, explain this to me, and we can. By the way, if you want, tell you what, you want to do a fucking chat on your channel. I will remove those videos and I'll have a chat with you on a video.
I wanted to kick his ass.
Explain.
This is just a funny video. I guess you guys should watch. You guys can't see the video.
I was so irritated.
It's super
point.
funny because I
like,
can't get the word out.
What are you even doing anymore? Like, just get off the
Explain. And I have the same, like, I'm very physical in this conversation because I'm wound up like a top, man. I'm all fucked. My heart rate is up. I'm pacing like at a fever. And because he's shouting. So I have a man shouting in my ear. Like, he is fucking shouting at me. There was no calm conversation from him at all, as I recall.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
He shouted pretty much the whole time.
Fucking weirdo.
Explain. All right, I apologize for calling you an oaf. I was angry.
And then he's like, you called me an oaf. And I'm like, well, yeah, all right, I'm sorry. I did call you an oaf. And I meant that apology because I do think he's an oaf, and I'll call him an oaf again.
What do you mean you meant that apology?
But
then?
it's not nice of me to do.
No.
Oh, and this is more of me calling him straight out.
You don't, though, do you? You lie through your fucking teeth, don't you?
This whole bit is going to be. I'm glad Kindly Capra's here for this because there's some
You're,
interesting shit here.
Andy, I don't understand you. Why are you doing this to a person you don't even know? I don't understand you. Why do you care enough that you're going to go and try and ruin somebody's life? You think you're getting on the inside where you were talking shit about her before you went and got... Oh, you are ruining her life, Andy Signore. You have 1 million fucking followers, and they all take to their social media. You know what the reality is, bro?
Now here's where I'm gonna set the stage for this because I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna put this out there because Andy Signore has this on his fucking mouth anyway, so it's okay to protect myself long term anyway.
Oh, I found the review that you sent him.
So there was a review that one of his readers, one of his audience who bought my book, left
On Amazon.
on Amazon
This
after
review-
reading the book. It was a 5-star review.
I found it. If you want me to cite it.
Yeah, read the review. Read the review.
So you sent this to him.
Yes.
Because he was covering your book, and you're like, just so you know, this is the result of the video that we did together, and it's a big success. One of your
I'm
fans,
super proud of what we've done.
yeah, one of your fans like read the book and then left this review. And
Hundreds
thank
of
you
books
so
are
much.
selling.
Yeah.
Fucking tens of thousands of pages are being read. I mean, the thing is taking off like a rocket ship.
So that's the reason why you sent this to him.
Yes.
It's the user on Amazon is Char, I don't
Char,
know,
yeah,
Char.
yeah.
5 stars. Titled subject is wow, this is moving. Okay.
Yeah.
The review goes, I got this to get the tea. I saw the film and wondered why it wasn't a hit like Clerks. It was a better film. And why it wasn't more popular. Reading the book, I understand how bullying and abuse of power are to blame. I'm pretty sure Emily Foster is Claire Danes, and no wonder she didn't want to star in Titanic, which she was offered, since Leonardo DiCaprio is such an awful human. She would have been underage at the time, and he was very much not. I'm not surprised that Tobey Maguire is such a terrible person. He's an awful actor and ruined Spider-Man. Kevin Connolly came off pretty well. I always assumed he was a jerk, but sounds like he's an okay person.
I don't know how that happened. In that moment, I was like, I have failed.
Ethan Suplee sounds like a villain who took part in SA of a young actress with Leo and was a bug in everyone's ear. What a dark-hearted person. This was eye-opening, and my heart breaks for the writer. I hope he goes on to write more. This would be a great movie. This was a great read. I'll support his future work.
So the important point there is that she thought that it was Claire Danes or she, in her own mind, came up with Claire Danes as being the woman who I renamed Emily Foster in my book.
But you didn't send him that for that reason.
No, I sent it because it was the first 5-star review we got.
Yes.
And I just sent it to him.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, look at this.
Yeah.
We got a 5-star review on my book, and it's because of you. I was trying to share in what I thought was a very exciting moment.
But evidently, Andy Signore read this and he thought that you were, without communicating anything about it,
Yes.
that you were informing him about the identity of Emily Foster.
That I was using some covert like way, some like totally like, under the fucking radar
without
way.
saying anything about
Right.
it.
So he freaked out and called me on the phone. And he started going, oh my God, I knew it, dude. I was thinking it was her. And I didn't know what to do. So I froze. And the reason I didn't know what to do, and I explained this to him just now, is that, I didn't want to start like denying people. You can just narrow it fucking down. It's
like Emily Foster
there's
is
a
a pseudonym.
finite number of people that it could be.
Right. Emily Foster is a pseudonym, and you've tried to disguise her identity by describing her a little differently, but that means that there's a narrow field of people it could be. And you were, from the very beginning, you were like, I'm not going to deny that it's anyone.
Correct.
Nor confirm that it's anyone, because
Right.
I don't want her to be identified.
Exactly.
That's the fucking point.
So
when he started talking to you about this reviewer has determined that it's Claire Danes.
right. So let me play this now.
Okay.
Yeah, this is well set up. Okay, here you go. Oh, wrong keyboard.
Andy,
And he confuses me because, by the way, I got to put this context on it. So what he's telling me right now is he's telling me that he is somebody that is trustworthy and that he keeps secrets from his sources or from people with whom he's worked or interviewed.
Yeah.
So this is what he's trying to tell me now.
So he thinks he kept a secret of
so
yours.
he's trying to pretend like I gave him information.
And he's doing you a big favor by keeping it a
right,
secret.
which is just infuriating. So here we go. Like I would trust that fucking guy with the actual person's name.
Yeah, right.
For fuck's sake, I'm defending her in my book, not the other way around.
That's right.
Pacing, bro.
I told you who what was. I told you who what was.
It's crazy. I told you who what was. I can't believe that got out of my mouth in any way. I was like, that is them. I wanted to write it down as soon as I heard it. I was like, I just want to examine
play
that.
What? No, I didn't. Because it's not her. I never told you that. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I sent you a text message to No, actually, I sent you a text. Andy, it wasn't Claire Danes. Andy, it wasn't Claire Danes.
He's literally not believing me. He won't even let me speak. And he's just completely shouting at me and telling me that I am now just trying to trick him out of what he has convinced himself of.
That you never told him.
That I never told him.
Yeah.
He thinks it's Claire Danes.
It doesn't fucking matter. He can fucking think. Listen, Andy's wrong about everything all the time.
Andy, let me tell you what happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened. You don't listen. I sent you a text because I wanted to show you a good review, and I sent you the text. You said it was Claire Danes, and I didn't want to tell you it wasn't because if I start eliminating names, then you're going to start narrowing it down. So it's not Claire Danes, and I didn't tell you it was Claire Danes. But that's exactly how you do your reporting, isn't it? That's how you do your reporting. Here it is. This is you doing your fucking reporting. You're trying to tell me that I told you
Alan.
Claire Danes was sexually assaulted by Leonardo DiCaprio, and I didn't tell you that. So that's how you tell your reporting.
I talked over it.
No, it's fine.
Was sexual. Told you Claire Danes.
Dale, cut
I'm
it out.
so Alan.
That's terrible.
Reporting. Here it is. This is you doing your fucking reporting. You're trying to tell me that I told you Claire Danes was sexually assaulted by Leonardo DiCaprio, and I didn't tell you that. So that's how you tell your reporting. Is this how you tell your reporting, Andy?
I was genuinely like afraid in that moment. I was like, oh my God, this guy could go out and say that I told him that Claire Danes had been sexually assaulted in front of all of us as a minor. I was just like, holy fuck.
And it was completely just an assumption he made in his head.
All
based
done
on
by
what
himself.
Some stranger who we don't know has said in a review on Amazon.
Literally just sent him a review so that he could celebrate.
But I just think it's really wonderful. The reason why I think it's cool that you're showing everybody this, even though it kind of, it's a really fucking thing to have to admit, an awful thing to have to admit.
Yeah.
Since you never intended to narrow down who Emily Foster may be, it is really important to understand that this is the way that this guy works. He does interviews with people without doing any reading. You couldn't get him to do any reading or research on your story.
No.
he came to you with all this false information you had to constantly, it was like fucking whack-a-mole trying to talk to him with all of his false assumptions that he just never even bothered to investigate. And here he is making, I mean, it's a really, really incendiary assumption to make. And it was based off of nothing.
Well, what's worse is that he was carrying it around.
Yeah.
And he was carrying it around as
a secret.
As a top of mind thought as it relates to our relationship. Because here we are in this dispute and he brought it up.
So anybody who's working with this guy should know that this is the way that he fucking thinks.
Yeah.
He'll make an assumption and he'll run with it as if it's fact. And then he'll try and leverage it later.
He won't even just run with it as if it is fact. He will solidify it. He will cement it so much so that he won't even allow you to correct him.
What's he arguing with you for?
He becomes so set in his way that he can't even be corrected from the source. I'm the source.
It's remarkable.
It's the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing. This guy, and this is why I love that the judge was like, you're not a fucking journalist.
Yeah.
What journalist would behave this way?
No.
This would have been fucking good evidence for not being a journalist right here. Yeah, that was the end of it.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm done with you too. I got nothing more to say about you.
Yeah, he was like, I'm done with you. I'm going to throw out your videos or whatever. I'm like,
I think you're digging your own fucking grave.
Indeed. Okay, this next bit is, this is just speaking of.
You don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know what you are? You're a YouTuber, bro. You're not a fucking investigator. You're not a journalist. You're not a fucking embedded documentary filmmaker. I am an author, actually. I have a book to prove it. I'll throw it in your face the next time I see you.
As you can see.
Because he said you're not an author?
Yeah, he goes, you're not an author. Because I'm telling him that he's not a fucking because I'm calling him not a journalist. You're a YouTuber and a successful one. It's not a bad living, dude. You fucking certainly out earn me, the author.
But how amazing that the judge just decided that just agreed with you that he's not a journalist. I can't believe that he said, and you're not an author. Like you were trying to dig at him, and he was like trying to one up you or something.
He said so many terrible things to me.
And you're like,
bro.
I am a fucking author. Actually, I have a book.
He said a lot of shitty things to me on this day to try and get. Fortunately, I couldn't care less about him.
Yeah, they say one of my favorite sayings is, "Don't take criticism from somebody you wouldn't take advice from." You know, like who the fuck is he to you?
Yeah, no, he's not. He's literally nothing. No, he is absolutely he is as good as driftwood to me, which I do admire driftwood on occasion. Man, that's smooth, that kind of thing. You know, this just has. I don't know what this is actually.
Don't play it then.
That's what we'll do, right? Like obviously we're
Oh no, this is funny.
We're estranged, but when the egg comes.
When the egg comes, because I said you're going to have egg on your face, Andy.
And it's on your fucking face, Andy. I want to have a one-on-one with you about it. And look, it's good, dude. You're gonna look like a fucking omelet when this thing is done. You're gonna look like a fucking omelet.
That's true.
When I heard that, I was like, that is so ridiculous. I can't believe you said that. You're going to look like an omelet. A fucking omelet.
You're going to have so much egg on your face.
The egg on your face is going to turn your face into an omelet. A delicious breakfast omelet. A French omelet.
You are on a misogynistic hunt for a woman for no fucking reason, and you're going to go down with it, bro. Hey, shoot holes in that boat. Huh?
Because he's like going on talking about how he's just going to continue on that road. You know, I mean, I let him have it. Like I knew I did, but until I heard it, you know, I mean, I told him straight up, you're on a misogynistic rant and you're going to go down with it. I mean, that's a fucking heavy statement to make to a dude.
It's fucking true though. Like you warned him, okay, shoot holes in that boat. Cause he had a really nice YouTube channel and
million fucking subscribers, fucking big paychecks every single fucking month. And this dude.
And now he's this thing.
And now he's this. Now he's basically Andy the Monster again for the second time.
Yeah.
And maybe the last, bro. Who knows? You know, I don't know how many. I mean, you know, unfortunately, like fucking shitty people in the world, they, you know, they get their followings. Look at the Tate brothers or whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Those fucking, that camel toe fucking pile of fucking gross humanity. I can say that because there's this meme circulating of him. He's in these like hot pink shorts. And he's, you know, they're supposed to be the epitome of like whatever it is, man, something. I don't know what they do. I don't know. But he looks like he's like, you know how I am about the Little Richards, but he looks like he's sporting a pretty little Richard.
Dale.
I'm sorry. It's just what they were. It was the this is why I said that. And it's mean. I shouldn't. Okay. Here we go. So in this next bit, motherfucker is trying to tell me that that Weinstein supports Blake Lively, but he's getting that because Blake Lively was asked about Weinstein and she said she didn't witness anything and nothing happened to her. That's all she said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the same way that, so she just said, no, he was never anything other than a gentleman to me.
No, and they twisted it.
And then they twisted it into some kind of endorsement of.
You could skip this one because I think I'm talking in it too because I'm fucking fed up at this
I'm
point.
not going to skip it. It's got color.
On Johnny Depp? I'm not turning on Johnny Depp.
Oh, this is the other thing. He's like, "What are you going to turn on, Johnny?" He's what he shouted it. It sounded like a fucking Elia Kazan movie or something. What are you going to turn on, Johnny? Now, Dale? Are you going to turn on Johnny? I was like, "What the fucking turn on, Johnny?"
Who the fuck is he to me?
Johnny who? Johnny Depp? That guy in the movies? I don't fucking know Johnny Depp. What do you mean turn on Johnny Depp?
Depp, the facts are the facts. I follow facts, bro.
I pounded my chest there.
I follow facts. I follow facts.
That's my chest.
You're so intense.
Okay. This next one is.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, hang on.
No, he doesn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
I don't know that high pitch.
Hey, Angela. Fucking he says that Harvey Weinstein supports Blake Lively. Like, first of all, who cares what that fucking piece of shit says from a prison cell anyway? But and I'm sure Blake Lively definitely doesn't.
He's confusing it because Harvey Weinstein helped.
Amber Heard came out. You know what's interesting about Justin Baldoni? You know what Justin Baldoni never did? You know what Justin Baldoni never did? When all this shit hit the fan, you know what Justin Baldoni never did, Mr. Man Enough? He never got up and said, hey guys, don't start attacking a woman right now. While we have our disputes, we're going to...
Oh, he could not handle this.
Really?
Yeah, he unhinged on this one. You could see it on my face. I'm just laughing because he starts shit.
Neuter legally? Is that what that press tour was? Is that what the press tour was? Oh, you're a fool. You're a fool. Brian Friedman did the press tour and he can talk. He can say those things. He can put out statements. Yeah, everybody does.
Now, here's what's very interesting. This shows his fucking journalistic integrity. He calls himself a fucking journalist. He calls himself by title an investigative reporter, according to the court documents that have been uncovered. So this is it. Bobo just slapped her chest and said, "That hurt. It hurt."
No, you're not gonna change his mind.
I know about all of it. I know. Yes. Listen, I know. Well, first of all, Justin Baldoni was also involved in the other lawsuit with the black dude, with the defamation and the retaliation. So you can go ahead and try to pin it on like a group of people around him, and it is him. It's him. It's Jamie Thief. Yeah, you don't
call him Thief.
Jamie Thief.
You know about that case, obviously.
Did you hear that? Listen to this. What I say there. It's crazy. I'm like, you know about that case.
Don't tell me you don't know about that case. You know about that case, obviously.
This is crazy.
No, he didn't know.
You follow this. You have to know.
I don't have his name.
It's Shane Norman.
Shane Norman filed a lawsuit. He was recruited, and he filed a complaint with HR about racism. He was a very well qualified executive who came aboard Wayfarer.
You're fucking teaching fucking Andy Signore.
Angela, I remember looking over at you because you were just like, are you fucking serious? It's late June. Everyone knows about this except Andy Signore, the guy at the center of it.
Who's got his finger on the pulse.
Who's got his finger on
and
the
has
pulse.
all the information that the court doesn't have. Fucking idiot.
It's crazy.
He's in the fucking lawsuit, bro.
You should see me there. I'm so...
What do you mean it's just his name? Yes, I read the whole lawsuit. Yes.
He started saying things like, it's just his name, like he wasn't in... He didn't know, Angela, at all what I was talking about. He had no idea. He thought this was somebody being mentioned in Lively's lawsuit that I was talking about. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, bro. You don't even know this guy has a history of doing this. A very recent history of committing offenses against his own employees and then retaliating when they complain about it.
Yes, Andy, I read it. It's not that long. I read all the lawsuits. Multiple times. All of them.
You're fucked. You're fucking fuck. Oh, it still goes.
Well, what actually happened, Andy, was that he filed a racist... He said that there was discrimination in the workplace. But what happened was, and what's very interesting and what's very congruent with what happened in the Blake Lively case, is that he he sat with this guy, Baldoni. He sat with this dude, and this guy in the complaint, he's like, he made me feel amazing. Like I'm paraphrasing here, Andy, but he basically said, this guy, Baldoni made me feel amazing. I felt like I was heard. I felt like things were going to be different. And then he retaliated. And that's what caused the lawsuit. And then they retaliated against him. And he has a whole list of what the retaliations were. Now, look, it wasn't.
So that's that. And then I'm going to jump ahead here. This is me accusing him of being a part of a smear campaign.
I can hear
No,
my
I
voice.
didn't. They're not. She's not. No. Didn't happen. You. So what? No, come on, put him in the basement. Andy, he owned the Wayfarer, but he put himself in the basement.
He's an
bro.
adult man.
He's an adult man. Okay. You're right.
There's no way he believes that.
It must have come before that. Hang on.
I died and I went off on it in my own little way. But that's not the point. The point is, well, I don't.
All right, well, I don't know. I'm going to just skip it then. This next one is I just have this called Andy is a fucking dick. So let's see what that is.
Who cares? What does that matter to you? He's a dick. Who cares? You know how many fucking dicks are in Hollywood?
Oh yeah, that's right. He called I don't know, he's calling
He
somebody.
said Ryan Reynolds was a dick.
Oh, because I was like, why do you hate Ryan Reynolds, I think.
Not the 17-point document. I'm sorry. Do you remember the document that was written out as for Wayfarer to say, hey, we fucked up, we made some mistakes.
Oh, this is actually really important.
No. Well, my point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arrest. It doesn't necessarily have to be tantamount to go. Well,
All right, let me go to the next one. This next one is, yeah, so this is, I guess.
do you remember the document? The document is real. We all read it.
It was a statement by.
Yeah, so this is me trying to get to the statement that he just didn't know what I was talking about again.
I know they didn't. Do you know the document I'm talking about, though?
He said they didn't sign it, and I was like, I know.
No. Blake wrote a letter. No. Blake. No, so Blake, the presumption, because I'm not actually clear on who wrote it, presumption is that it was probably Ryan Reynolds who wrote it. But well, yeah, he's a talented guy. So he's okay. He's a dick, Andy. Who cares? What does that matter to you? He's a dick. Who cares? You know how many fucking dicks are in Hollywood? Half the fucking people in Hollywood are dicks, bro. He's not a bully.
Andy's a fucking dick.
He's not a bully. Who is he bullied?
Wait, I have to hear that again.
This
I
is
didn't
how we talk when
I don't think I caught that earlier. Let me try that again.
Andy's a fucking dick.
He's not a bully. Who is he bullied?
It's embarrassing. Stop it.
Why? He is.
Oh, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Can you wrap it the fuck up? It's Sunday night. Jesus fucking Christ.
Angela wants to go home. All right, well.
About being bullied?
Okay, so this is
Unreal.
forced to sign a letter.
Andy's
No,
not
no. A previous lawsuit. He has not been sued, bro. Ryan Reynolds has never been accused of anything except a bunch of people saying. People talk shit about people all the time, especially on sets. So listen, where I was really going, but this got distracted because there was a letter written by either. We got distracted because they said it was written by Ryan Reynolds, and we went down this rabbit hole. There was a letter, Andy, that was written. I think it was written by Ryan Reynolds, but it could have been the both of them. And the letter was basically Wayfarer, right, admitting to the problems. Now here's the sort of. It's important that you understand the stage of this letter.
This is where he tells me that they were trying to force him to sign it.
They didn't try to force anybody to sign it. They said, "Will you sign it?" That's not forcing anybody to do anything. They're like, "We wrote this. This can be our settlement." Yes, you. Oh, I bet you.
It's an offer. It's an offer.
They wish they had.
I bet you they wish they had.
They wish they had.
Okay, this next one is: have you looked at the evidence? He's so sensitive too because I end up calling him.
How can you look at
Well,
the
you're hit.
evidence and say, "I'm not a good listener"? Have you looked at the evidence, Andy?
Well, you should see me.
Really,
I'm
though,
tripping
the
out.
evidence, the stuff that goes to the court. Yeah. No, dude, you're not. You're not. You're making.
We're almost done, by the way.
don't think love you. I think about. I think you're doing dirty right now in this situation.
Listen, yeah, I said I think you're doing dirty, and he got unhinged, unhappy about that.
I think you're doing it bad, and I also think that you're.
And you always got to take care of him.
Doing dirty. I said doing dirty. Why can't I use vernacular with you? Why are you such a fucking baby? I'm just saying dirty is you're doing dirty. It's like an expression. I'm not.
Jesus.
I'm fucking over it.
And then I yell at him because he's trying to make me he's trying to be my hero. Like he came to my rescue for my book. Which,
And how could you betray him?
I mean, technically kind of did. If I didn't have that, I probably would be like sitting on 10 books sold. And
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you have to excuse everything he does after that. I mean, he turned into a fucking insane person after you did your video with him.
yeah, well, yeah, no.
You know, like what now you have to forgive everything he does ever
No,
since
of course
then?
not. No, fuck no.
So it's
Dude,
like,
no, I had to.
what does he expect of
I'm
you?
glad I got my fucking book off. I got my name off of his website. He's a disgrace.
More views on my.
And so I trip out because he's like trying to fucking make me.
What they talk about today. I didn't talk. That's not what happened, Andy. And
We did a lot of yelling. It was 40 minutes of yelling.
well, being honest about what, Andy? What are you talking about? You're being silly right now.
I don't
Move
know.
on.
He's telling me to move on from Don's Plum.
Thank you for that advice.
He told me to move on from Don's Plum.
Like, thank you.
Thank you for
Appreciate
that
it.
advice.
Your fucking audience, bro. They ate it up. There was that more. You
You're like, nobody cares anymore. He goes, who cares about Don's Plum? That's what he said here. He goes like, who cares about Don's Plum? And I was like, your fucking audience, bro. They ate it up.
Your fucking audience, bro. They ate it up. There was that more. You got more views on my story.
This is a fact.
Than you did on Diddy.
Fact. On Diddy's arrest, my story had almost 600,000 views. Diddy's arrest was sitting at 300 at the time of that call.
No, your question was your question. You said like.
Okay. I go on a rant here. Let's see. This is Alan, full-fledged, I think.
No, I didn't remember the text accurately. It does not change how unhinged you are about all this.
Oh,
it does
maybe.
not change the fact that you are dedicating your money and your time to destroying this person's life. That doesn't change it.
Because he's trying to. What happened was I had misremembered something about a text. I had thought he was more rude to me in a text than he actually was by appearance, right? Because I went and read the text while we were on this call. I was like, I'll go look right now. And sure enough, I was mistaken. My memory was faulted. And where I had turned on Andy.
But what does it have to do with the
and
way
where
he's
he
conducting himself?
Let me finish what I'm saying though. Is just where I turned on him was just as I was watching videos because I hadn't unfriended him at that point. Do you know what I mean? So and so I just had it conflated between the two, but substantively everything was the same. Do you know what I mean? What was your question now?
I just didn't know what that had to do with this argument because obviously you're yelling at him because he's being a shithead about Blake Lively, but like,
Well, it goes to credibility a little
about...
bit. Like he's trying to like say, he's trying to.
I think on the live, I think I recall that you misrepresented what he said on a text message or something. It's just so.
That's exactly right.
It's so fucking
I said something went down on a text message that I got an impression that he'd blown me off, and he actually hadn't after
So his
rereading
feelings
it.
were hurt.
So his feelings were hurt because I said that, and then he's like, and now he's like trying to call me out as being somebody who makes shit up, and this is where I'm trying to be like, dude, I'm telling you that it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
Like you're if that changed something, then maybe you have something to talk about here. But absolutely nothing has changed. I've merely just confused this with another situation.
Right.
So here we go.
And he's still acting the way he's acting, right? It's like.
Well, why wouldn't you? What are you going to do? Sit there and just talk about what you're.
And he goes, and then he says, I don't just cover Blake Lively. I'm a full-fledged entertainment site. We're covering P. Diddy and so on. I was like, why wouldn't you?
You're fucking covering the fucking Diddy trial. Who cares? You're not making a documentary about it.
But you're not making a documentary about it. And that was a mini rant there.
Oh fuck, please.
Oh, and then I kind of tell him like who his company is.
Please.
Because he went on, even on this call. Please. Well, he goes on this call and he talks about how much he hates Donald Trump, how much he hates the far right, how much he's is he trying to align with the progressive values,
Okay.
right? Which who cares? But that's what he's trying to do,
Yeah.
And then I call him out on it because it's like, it's true that he said this more than once to me. Like when we did my first interview with him on the new channel, on the Popcorn channel, he was like, yo, by the way, I got a lot of Trump supporters, so I don't like Trump. Trump's a fucking motherfucker. And in fact, I hate him. And I have arguments with my parents who vote for him in Florida. They're Floridians. And, you know, put that all out there for me. You know what I mean? As this whole thing that he hates Donald Trump. But listen to this. So I've called him out on it. Yeah. Bro, you know what you are? You are in with the extreme right pipeline. That's what you're in. You're fucking getting fed by the Megyn Kellys and the fucking, you're straight up, you got like the frontier pipeline.
Misogyny, fucking.
Oh, misogyny, there you go. Angela threw that in there.
I'm just so tired of it.
Anyway, and then here's the funny part. Here's how I let him go. It's really funny. This is the last part, but this is so funny because all of a sudden I turn into his buddy again.
You're like, okay, toodles.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. I'll see you at the park. I'll meet you at the bar. We'll have a Guinness. I was just responding. Fuck you, bro. I don't have to be ashamed about nothing, bro. He's shaming me. He's like, shame on you, Dale.
Shame on you?
Shame on you.
For what?
And he's like shouting at us, like, shame on you, Dale. Shame on you.
That doesn't work.
Person who has to be, the people who need to be ashamed are you and the rest of the shills.
This is what's funny. Like, we're shaming each other and then listen to the way I say goodbye. I wish you the best of luck as well. You too. Good night, buddy. What the fuck just happened?
Sweet dreams.
It's like we were like boxers or something, you know? We're just like, fuck, blah, 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 blah. And then again, we're like, hey, man, good fight. Yeah, good fight. Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay. Is that it?
This is it. I hope that was worth the wait.
Kindly DiCaprio wrote in all caps, DiCaprio.
yeah, that's funny.
SC said, what's Kirstie Flaw going to do when this is over? She built a career out of slandering Blake Lively.
Yeah, I know.
And then Phil Baumling said, I hope Flaw sits alone in a dark apartment waiting for the lawsuit paperwork to be delivered.
I'll be so sad if all of you guys leave when the Blake Lively verdict comes in.
Oh, yeah, me
They'll be
too.
like,
I didn't even think of that.
They'll be like, yeah, we got the Blake Lively verdict. And we have our little like week-long celebration. And then the following week, it's like, where are they?
Goodbye.
They're all gone. I'm standing here.
It's like Charlotte's Web. Like, they're all like off in the wind.
In this week's reviews, we have Shallow Hell.
Kindly DiCaprio is such a sweetheart.
Yes.
Said, I am proud of you for being assertive.
Oh, that's cool.
You're one of the good people of Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm not one of the bad ones, so I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Definitely not one of the bad ones, though.
I'm Bobo said, this is also why I keep my allegations to myself.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I'm Bobo's asking, is there a way to give this to Lively?
Yeah, well.
Happiness in Your Life said, Alan was on fire.
Yeah, dude. If I publish the video, it might get to her because it's like, I'm basically defending her against somebody who she's trying to pursue. And it's very revealing. And I'm glad I only have the one side of the conversation. I feel like it adds to the integrity of the situation.
I wish it was useful that you uncovered a way that he builds his opinions about things, right? That
Yeah.
he thinks that he's found he thinks he's a journalist, but he like read the fucking tea leaves of a text you sent and then decided that you had revealed some secret information to him. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, I hope that was fun for some of you guys. I had fun with it. I really did, actually. I was surprised at how juicy it was. Like, there's a lot of juicy shit in there. When you watch it in flow and you can see me, because I'm like, I'm very animated in many clips.
I'm sure people can imagine.
Yeah, I get very animated, but I'm pacing, and so I'm like doing these like gestures, and I'm like, I'm big as fuck, Very funny, very hilarious, I thought. And yeah, fuck Andy Signore, 100%. Renewed my disdain for that man and what he stands for.
Delicate said, "LOL, I'm gonna throw it in your face the next time I see you." That was epic.
Yeah, exactly. I love that too. Like I don't even remember doing it. When in the video, I do that. I'm like, I'm gonna throw it in your fucking face. I'm like, oh, because I'm on a Bluetooth, like an old man.
Kindly DiCaprio is asking, is this what it's like behind the scenes in Hollywood? Are there lots of arguments like this?
Well, there can be. I've had a few of these kinds of arguments for sure. And sadly, it's true. I have. Yeah. notoriously Scott Rudin would just have it out. But same with Weinstein and, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of like contract disputes. There's a lot of people who are like, don't fuck me over, There's like, I'm sure it comes up a lot in a lot of different situations. But I don't think, do people have arguments like this in creative discussions? No, right? Because how could you work creatively with somebody you're fighting with?
Yeah, crazy. Well, listen, we don't even have time to fuck around, do we? You can blast through these the chat, and it's so good to see you guys. By the way, I didn't even get to say hi yet. What the hell? What's going on here when you can't even say hi to your own friends?
Phil Bumling said, "I'm sure that this is how they talk to each other in the hockey league after a good scrap."
You're right. Yeah, exactly. Right at the end.
Okay, buddy. Good
Okay,
night.
buddy. Hey, listen, I'm sorry about the whole caving in of
Yeah,
your,
you're missing a tooth there, bud. But
Wait, you were already missing the other one, so it's just now I evened it out for you.
Mr. Hands 57 said, "You kind of wiped the floor with him by the sounds of it, but also." She'll stop in a second, but by the sounds of it, but also it's Andy Signore, so it's like wiping the floor with a cabbage.
I know. As soon as you said that, I was like, and then I was like, that was like my personal meme. Because it's Andy Signore.
Austin is saying regarding Andy's possible appeal, he needs to file a stay. No stay has been filed yet, so unless he drops an emergency stay or Mamdanis, I don't know if that's a typo. By December 16th, the docs are coming. December 17th is the first batch. January 6th is everything else.
Dude, it's going to be a fucking...
I know, December's going to be busy, bro. We have so much. Today, I was like, oh, shit, this is like a fucking fire hose. There is so much to talk about. I'm just going to like sort of sprinkle it on you, okay?
Would you?
Yes. I have been reading and reading and reading all day. And and I have been saving everything that I've found. Yes.
From the corner of the room, all of a sudden, like, oh, and I'm like, what?
God.
And she was like, you'll on the live. You'll hear it on the live.
Oh, before we continue, Stacy said, "This is gold, Dale. Truly applauding you for holding your ground."
Oh, thanks.
It's kind of he's a twerp though. So
well, I got to tell you, it wasn't easy. Like Andy, I was very intimidated by the call itself. I wasn't
What was
prepared.
the fucking point of it? Did you ever understand what the point of him calling you at fucking 11 o'clock on a Sunday night was?
Yeah, well, what happened was he had heard that I called him out.
Okay. Called him an oaf.
And then he started listening to it. And, when he starts listening to it, I'm in the video that got him so upset. I begin with, Andy, because he's like, fuck that guy. But, I was always like, I'll give him the room he needs to hang himself and be on my way. And so I was being all fine about it until I finally until Alan kicked in. And then that's when I said that I would, that's when I called him an oaf, which, it's so interesting that I picked a word that he found so offensive.
It's not a very offensive word.
I know. I thought it was rather mild. It's kind of why I chose it.
Okay. So
all right. So this fucking dropped today. Insane. I have gotten sprinkles of it. I got this really cool one that I want to share with you while you load it up if I can, because it's kind of in a weird way, kind of upsetting.
What happened?
But it shows the pervasiveness of their idiocy. This is a text between Jamie Heath and Mitz. And Mitz says, you got him? Heath says, on now. And then Mitz says,
so he says,
morning, you were live? Jamie says, barely. Mitz says, any word from the terrorists?
Yes.
So this is what I'm talking about. How can you talk about no negotiating with the terrorists, right? You don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah. Well,
do you see the mentality that they've built right there? Well, this is the mentality. This is.
It reminded me of Steve Sarowitz comparing
August 13th.
It reminded me of Steve Sarowitz, who in August was comparing Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds to Hamas.
Yeah, and now they're calling them terrorists. So there's no way to mend the problem. And then when you think about this as the way in which their fucking brain works,
twisted.
You now have this is the set she was working on. Mm-hmm. Because as soon as she created complaints, she became the fucking terrorist. As soon as she started putting a foot forward saying, hey, what you're doing is inappropriate and wrong and the set is toxic, they turned her into a fucking terrorist. So instead of an employee with a fucking problem.
Is this a good representation of the religion, in the set?
Right, it's a Baha'i set
that they wanted to have, or is this a good representation of the, the anti-toxic masculinity that Baldoni's made a brand of, his pro-feminist movement, you know, like, is this a good representation of Wayfarer and how they want to better society by featuring, you know, creative and heartfelt content? Like, which side is this that they're putting forward
let me
when they're
finish here.
calling fucking Blake Lively a terrorist?
It's so bad. So let me finish because it doesn't get any better. You alive, barely. Any word from the terrorists? Answer. Ready to fight. Talk to Justin. Emily says, fuck no, we're not writing any letter. She made this bed and now she can fucking live in it. Let's fight. We're done. Justin said, well, you heard her. Let's fight. No letter. So we're saying, fuck off. No statement. That's from Jamie Heath to Mitz. Mitz's response, I fucking love Emily. Jeremy's response, yep. Here we go, says Mitz. August 13th, people.
Yeah.
August 13th, and they didn't preserve. And they didn't preserve.
That was days after the premiere.
August 13th. It's literally 4 days after the premiere. 4 days after the premiere. And by the way, Emily Baldoni, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt because you know what, you know, she's only heard one. It's like Leo has never heard my side of the story.
Yeah, so she only knows what Justin Baldoni is telling her. But oh my God, I can't believe that somebody would take a stance like that with only one side of the information.
So that was some juice that fell off the truck.
Like,
today.
I personally, being somebody who is like your biggest defender, right?
Yes.
I would never, ever, ever say, fuck them, let's fight. Because I know what that means for me and for you and for our life. You know, I just think that it's so foolish that they ever thought that there was like only one way that this was going to go. Like, doesn't everybody recognize that if you try to do battle with somebody, there's the potential of two sides losing? You know, like one side is going to lose. You can't tell when you go into it which one it's going to be. Why are they so fucking certain it's going to be them that prevails? I don't understand this.
Connie DiCaprio asks this question, and it makes me. You saw Blade Runner? I watched it with you. Do you remember the guy in the beginning? The guy who's getting interviewed to see if he's a replicant.
Uh-huh.
And he's asked about the turtle, and it's turned over.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "What are you asking me that for?" And he's like, "What do you do? What do you do? Are you going to turn the turtle over?" He's like, so Connie DiCaprio asks, "If Lively wins the trial and Andy says he's sorry, will you forgive him?" It's like an empathy test.
That's such a great analogy.
I know.
So this is how we tell whether you're human or
Yeah,
not?
no, this is like now you get to find out whether I'm a replicant or
So what's the answer?
Why are you asking? What do you mean? Why would he say sorry? Why would he say that?
No, I mean, I don't know if forgiveness is really the contextually appropriate because he's a bad person. So
Well, he apologizes.
I don't know
to me.
whether his like behavior is really something to forgive. That's because it's not like a one-time thing. Like this guy's just like, he's a fucking throwaway human. It's just like, I'm not trying to dehumanize him, but like his behavior, he's aligned himself so closely for so long with the wrong track that I just feel like, what is the point of even trying to continue to communicate with a person to like apologize or solicit an apology or anything? It's
And
like,
by the way,
fuck this guy. Forget him.
Angela's, I'm just going to fill this in for you, but her expression of he's a throwaway human is talking about us throwing him away in terms of like friendship or association or hanging out with.
Yeah, exactly.
And not disposing him as a human being.
Oh yeah, no. I didn't mean like.
I just wanted to clarify that because people take shit out of context.
I hope he has a wonderful life,
Yeah.
and I hope he just learns that he shouldn't be fucking bullying people because there's consequences.
So the answer is, if he said sorry to me, if he apologized to me, and I believe I'm owed him an apology by the way he treated me, I would forgive him. Yeah. I would not ever speak to him socially ever again. And I would never do any kind of interview or work with him in any way whatsoever. I have no trust in him whatsoever. And because of the way that he has gone down this path with both these cases now, and knowing that he was working in concert with publicists to deliberately cause harm upon another human being, a human being that he didn't know. And so he was exchanging that harm that he was delivering for money and for station.
Or even just to have his videos boosted.
That's money.
Yeah, right.
To me, that is a part of, I can never associate with that ever again.
I just think it's really good
never.
advice. Anthony Bourdain talked about his no asshole rule. That
Yeah.
he just doesn't work with
I love
assholes. He doesn't associate with assholes. If he finds out someone's an asshole, that's it for him. He just, no more. It doesn't matter what they're offering.
By the way, there's another motion we have to get into. It's huge. You see the motion for sanctions?
There's a new motion for
Well,
censure.
it came yesterday, but yeah.
Okay, there's so much. So you read that.
Yeah.
You read that little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
where apparently Emily Baldoni said, fuck them, let's fight.
Fuck them, let's fight. Emily Baldoni took off the
Over a
gloves.
fucking statement about, literally the statement was, Justin Baldoni, could you please tell the public what we all know behind the scenes is true, which is that the cast wanted to walk separately from you.
Yeah.
That's fucking it, dude. He could have, Emily Baldoni could have taken on the fucking task of making it sound really great for Justin Baldoni. You know, you send that draft back to Blake Lively, and if she doesn't accept it, now she's the asshole. You know, it's like a perfect negotiation tool that she sent over this draft, and you're like, okay, great. Now the fucking ball's in my court.
It's like
wonderful.
they've never understood anything about back and forth in their lives, especially when they have a problem. Because there's only, well, here's the thing. What we know from that text is that it's war they want, and it's war they got.
Yeah.
But it's war they wanted. They asked for this. You know, when Blake Lively put that forward, she was like, here's my offer to settle this thing. And that's where you go from there. You have to, somebody has to start somewhere. They weren't offering anything at all. She's the one who took the initiative on both occasions. She's the one who took the initiative on the 17 points. She's the one who took the initiative on, hey, let's get this publicly behind us.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that letter was. It was an offer to begin a negotiation to get the public dispute behind them.
That's
They
right.
can continue to hate each other vehemently throughout life.
It wouldn't have even stopped them from doing their fucking hate campaign. They just had a little fucking fit about it and it ruined their lives. Okay, here's another thing I wanted to share with you. So today we got other PGA recommendation letters from different producers inside the
love it.
production. So Jamie Heath, it appears, was the only person who was trying to gatekeep the PGA, and there was a bunch of other producers that worked on the project that were actually really complimentary to Blake Lively and wanted her to get the PGA. This person, even, her name is Andrea Ajemian. Okay, she's an executive producer and the unit production manager for It Ends With Us.
Okay. Unit production managers are basically line producers, but they don't get main titled. So they end up in the, they're usually, if sometimes they have some single cards at the end of the movies. You've seen that before.
I always thought they were like a line producer for the location that you're at part of the time for the shoot, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
They're
That's what I thought meant by unit. Like it's like the Boston unit and the New Jersey unit and the Las Vegas unit or whatever. You know?
No, it doesn't mean that. Those are just divided by shoots. But one's, the answer is a UPM, unit production manager, is basically a line producer, but they don't get the credit up front. They usually work in concert with line producers on larger productions, so they can split the jobs. And also because basically line producers and UPMs, they walk in with what we used to call a Rolodex of crew. And what happens in crews is, especially when you're dealing with shoots that are like 20, 30, 40, 50, 2-3 months, maybe even longer, in those kinds of situations, a lot of crew members have regular gigs, like they might have a series or whatever. So they have to leave the production either in the middle or at some stage. And then these UPMs and line producers have this Rolodex of additional crew members that they're able to quickly get to replace that person. They're truly the most invaluable.
Yeah.
Like a good UPM and a good line producer makes or breaks a movie.
Well, so this is the UPM and executive
So she's
producer,
a big fucking deal, is
Andrea
what I'm trying to say.
Ajemian.
Yeah, so Andrea's a big deal.
She wrote the PGA
Yeah.
on behalf of Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is interesting because she divulges that Blake Lively's name was missing from the list. And I was trying to figure out today whether the PGA would make the list to determine who could be in consideration from the It Ends With Us production, or whether Wayfarer puts forward that list and excluded Blake Lively's name, even though at this point she was already a producer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Andrea writes, to whom it may concern, this is June 24th, 2024. To whom it may concern, for the majority of 2024 and into 2025, I worked on the film It Ends With Us as an executive producer and unit production manager. My duties included everything related to the line producing and production management. During that time, I worked very closely with the producing team. When I received an email from the PGA months ago regarding who should receive the PGA mark, Blake Lively's name was not listed as a possibility that I could select. However, she is now receiving a producer credit and it is of my opinion that she should also receive the PGA mark. Along with being our lead actress, Blake was very involved on all creative decisions throughout the production and post-production as a producer. It is my opinion that her producerial contributions to the project made the movie so much better. She was involved during production with decisions related to creative script changes, choices of props, set dressing ideas, color schemes, and everything, in my opinion, that a great producer should be involved with. I've been a member of the PGA for years and take the PGA mark very seriously, and it's of my opinion that Blake Lively should definitely receive the PGA mark for the film It Ends With Us. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me directly and the contact information. Thank you for your time. Sincerely, Andrea Ajemian.
What's the word that Sarowitz loves so much to use? An effect. What is it? An effect. You remember about who's it? Somebody's praise of Justin.
Oh, I remember him saying nobody doesn't like Justin.
Yeah,
you
no, but
you love him.
Remember he had the word.
No.
About like what did blank say, or have you talked to anyone? Did you talk to anyone else on the crew? And then he answered, and he said that he had. Oh, man, it was such a great word. God damn it! This is my problem as a writer. They fall out of my head. And
so you're saying that this is what?
Yeah, this is what
Andrea said about Blake Lively.
Yeah, I mean, it's what a fucking. If somebody said that about me, I'd probably tear up.
So this is interesting. Blake Lively was not
effusive.
Listed.
Thank you very much.
Effusive.
Yeah, that's it. That's it exactly.
Blake Lively was not
effusive,
listed.
Effusive. Sorry.
Blake Lively was not listed as a possibility that I could select. Stuck out to me. She's a producer
that's a
already.
Great observation.
Why the fuck not? So the other letter that is recommending Blake Lively for the PGA mark is from another producer who said that she specifically went out of her way to make contacts with people who ended up saving the production money. So she was doing all of this work, making an impact on all these people's jobs, okay, positively, and they're recommending her. But Jamie Heath wants everybody to think that Wayfarer unanimously didn't think that she deserved it. No, it's just fucking Jamie Heath.
Yeah, and what's cool about it is because I would have given it to her just for Taylor Swift, and you can hear the laundry list of things that, of course, people who were on the set and in this movie saw her do. You know, and what I think is very important is that the distinguishing mark of her producing on the film itself, that she speaks to that, is so profoundly important for not just the movie, but for just getting that credit. And shows you, by the way, the seriousness of the PGA and why it's coveted among producers, because they have such a standard so that when people hire a PGA, they know that they're recommended. They're going to get a delivery out of it. It's all about, like, you know, that's what, you know, when we get jobs, if we're not independent like I am, if I was out there working for studios or production companies, it's all about you know the confidence in you being able to complete the project. It's the thing that everyone fears the most, is that at the end, do I have a product to release? It's an incredible feat to finish a movie, even if it's small group size or Don's Plum size. These tiny little movies are incredible feats, and they only get more and more incredible the more complex they are.
Well, I'm so glad she received the PGA mark, because I think that her career is bright. I mean, if she wants to work above the line,
she'll produce no problem.
Yeah.
People won't.
Evidently, according to these other producers who are very experienced, they think she absolutely deserves it.
And remember who gets the Oscar for Best Picture. That would be the producer.
Another thing about how Jamie Heath being the only person who seemed to have an issue with her getting a PGA mark, which is just so petty and fucking vindictive. Like, of all the things to gatekeep.
I mean, I know you're not reading it, but
the PGA is like it's an organization that protects producers and elevates producers and helps develop producers. And if you're a member of the PGA, you're mandated to mentor other producers and bring them in.
Yeah,
so he had no fucking business trying to gatekeep that.
I mean, I think the spirit
makes him a shitty producer that he wanted to, like, keep her down off the fucking ladder. It's crazy. Go ahead.
I think the spirit of the PGA is well represented in her recommendation.
Another thing that we saw today from all of this, so much evidence. I haven't even gotten through it.
Before you continue, what I was going to say was just how, when you think about Jamie Heath, and then you think about, I think it's the opening of the summary judgment answer, or somewhere around there, where I don't know who it is, Gottlieb or
whatever, one of the lawyers.
Yeah, when they say something to the effect of, the motion for summary judgment should be denied on Jamie Heath alone.
Oh, yeah. I know. I haven't even gotten to that.
Yeah, I can't wait till you do.
But the reason why I'm still talking about Jamie Heath is because we see in this evidence now that just dropped today that he is very intimately involved with the publicists and the crisis management team.
Yes.
And the
Of course
Jed
he is.
Wallace and the attack camp.
He's the producer.
He is in all the threads where they're talking directly to content creators about what they're supposed to be saying. He's like he's in every single conversation. He's spending all day working on attacking Blake Lively and trying to run this smear campaign. And what we know about Jamie Heath is that he was the point person for Wayfarer and he was the guy in charge, which means that it was his signature on Blake Lively's protection rider.
Correct.
So he was told and he signed that there was supposed to be no retaliation, and he understood exactly what was at stake. And he still went and participated in every single conversation. Jamie Heath is like the center fucking mass of this entire fucking situation. It's really fucking crazy.
Lee says that she thinks Blake's going to go into filmmaking and leave acting. She is in filmmaking, but I think you're right. She says that she's almost 40, which is true, and that although beautiful, Hollywood doesn't really like women over 25. And I would say just Hollywood has little use for women over 25 in their films. But I wouldn't say so much that Hollywood doesn't like women over 25. They just don't know how to market women over 25. They don't know how to sell women over 25, but for these sort of specialty roles. It's a bit of a conundrum, but it's men get to sort of age certainly far more than women do in Hollywood, but it's still a problem for men. If you look old, if you're not somebody who can be young, meaning like young men comparatively, then you're not going to get the roles. I mean, that's why you see Tom Cruise looking the way he does at age 60, whatever.
I hope that Blake Lively gets to do everything that she wants to do. Okay.
Yes.
Another thing I have for you.
Yeah. Kiki says, by the way, did you guys see the Melissa Nathan planted the Hollywood Reporter article?
Yes.
That revealed that Baldoni had hired a crisis PR firm?
That we know this because it was revealed in depositions to Justin Baldoni. He had his eyes opened in his deposition. The lawyers did not spare any fucking opportunity to tell Justin Baldoni exactly what fucking rats he was working with. They told him all about... No, they told him all about how his publicists are talking shit behind his back. They told him all about how they were joking about how Melissa Nathan has made a career of working with problematic men, and it's a great little niche to be in because there's no shortage of problematic men that need to fucking hire somebody to destroy their victims.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
so they fucking put that right in front of Justin Baldoni's face and made him answer for it. I hope he had a lot to fucking think about.
I think that she will go on to produce and direct 100%, but I also think that she will still act.
Can I keep talking about this
Yes, please.
stuff that we found today?
I hope she does anyway. Yeah, please do.
Okay. Another thing that I thought was really amazing that I wanted to bring to you guys was we have evidence now of the Wayfarer parties talking directly to a content creator and sending her talking points.
Yeah, this is crazy. And this is like what to avoid. Can you read it? Do you have it?
Yeah, I'm finding it.
All right. This is juicy as fuck.
Here
I mean,
it is.
this is, what is this? This proves their case. I mean, this proves their fucking case. I mean, it's just, obviously it's scalable, this nonsense.
Okay.
Thank you for liking the live. If you're new around here, my name is Dale Wheatley, and I wrote a book called Too Real, a Hollywood Memoir about getting sued by Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire for ruining my life over a film we made in 1995 called Dawn's Plum. And I just reduced the price of the ebook to $4.99. So you can pick it up for cheap now.
Okay, this is who's J.A.? Oh, Jennifer Abel. Jennifer Abel sending a email to Sage Steele, and who is on this text message thread? But
Sage
Brian
Steele is the, if you don't know.
She's the content creator.
She's the content creator.
Also, there's Brian Friedman and Melissa Nathan on this thread too.
Incredible.
I
That
know.
I didn't know. That Brian Friedman, the
Jennifer
attorney.
Abel.
I can't even tell you. I had my attorney. I did not go to Berlin to see my movie Dawn's Plum play on the big screen because my attorney took me aside and said, listen to me, you got to shut your mouth, Dale. And they know I'm open my mouth because I'm going to be on the press junket. And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? And he's like, you got to say this and nothing else. And he gave me 2 sentences. He handed it to me and I read it in front of him, 2 sentences. And the sentences were similar to, I am just glad that all of this is now behind us. And we look forward to releasing Dawn's Plum to the rest of the world. And if I said anything else he said, I could end up sued. So here's a lawyer, the point I'm trying to make, taking care of me to make sure that I am not increasing my liability, to make sure that I am not going to potentially lose out on the funds that I might have made had Leonardo DiCaprio not continued to interfere with Don's Plum after the settlement.
Well, Brian Friedman's not a lawyer. He's a fucking publicist. So then and he
I mean, it's right there in fucking writing that
I know,
he
it's
is.
crazy. Okay, so Jennifer Abel says, Sage, talking to Sage Steele, this content creator, sharing the top line talking points here. Now that you've gone through the complaint, we definitely want you to infuse your own input and what you gravitated towards the most as well. So sharing talking points.
So that's not guiding her beyond. That's so funny. Like, listen,
listen.
that they have to distinguish. Hey, we want you to be a part of this is wild. Just think about that statement.
No, but listen.
She's saying we want your personality in there too.
Yeah. Also, she sends a link to the Hollywood Reporter article that's titled something Norwegian journalist Kirsty Flaw interviewed Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni. So this conversation is taking place on January 3rd, 2025.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So that is right after Blake Lively has filed a lawsuit.
it is indeed.
Talking points. The top heading says no smear equals no retaliation. It's so bad. Oh my God, they're so fucked. Okay. The talking points go, the alleged smear campaign Lively and team are accusing Baldoni and team of hinges on an August 16th text exchange in which Nathan allegedly shared a link to, and then there's a hyperlink, a Daily Mail article, Blake Lively canceled interview. Yeah, Blake Lively canceled. That's what Taylor Swift named her song after.
Right.
Written by the Daily Mail with Abel. The text exchange shows Abel responding, wow, followed by, you really outdid yourself with this one, to which Nathan allegedly replied, that's why you hired me, right? I'm the best. Had the New York Times properly investigated or simply did their due diligence, as they claim, from reviewing thousands of messages, they would have called out that the text in question was in fact altered with a key emoji insinuating sarcasm removed, which changes the entire context of the response. There are multiple omitted text messages and pages of clear correspondence where the parties in question clearly state that they are not responsible for the backlash received by Blake Lively's own interviews. Why did the New York Times not include those? The New York Times did not include it as it fails to fit the narrative that they worked closely on with Blake Lively and publicist Leslie Sloan. She made sure to let her know the name of the publicist. So they have these text messages where they're showing what has been omitted. We've seen these before where there's a bunch of green arrows and red arrows where they're talking about what was excluded. But what was excluded was all just them like coordinating a meeting and telling each other that they lost signal because they went through a tunnel or something. It's like, of course, the New York Times.
It's not true either because they end up picking it up like an hour later.
Yeah,
dude.
right.
You know what they did? They regrouped on a private chat to talk about how they were exposing themselves.
In fact,
because they come out of the tunnel and they're like, and let's get real.
Yeah, right. And it says, in fact, as additional written correspondence is proof, there's multiple conversations with journalists who agreed to go on record to prove that it was Leslie Sloan, Blake Lively's trusted longtime representative, who was the one who started planting stories with the media. Again, they have Leslie Sloan in all caps letters. They really want to make sure Sage Steele remembers that name. These are talking points, right? Baldoni was consistent, as evident in multiple pages of correspondences with him and his team, in saying that he wanted to ensure that his team was not planting negative stories. That never occurred. He's never saying that.
No.
Nor facilitating any bot campaigns. The only message that they're referring to there is him being like, hey, I found a bot. Is this one of yours? And she's like, no, our bots look different. In response, he is assured over and over again by his PR team that the negative feedback was in fact organic as a result of Blake Lively's own interviews and actions which include promoting her hair care line, having her alcohol line sponsor the after party, refusing to speak to the domestic violence community, and storyline. Okay, so all of those things, a smear campaign, right, that was organic in response to, and I'm supposed to believe that it's in response to her promoting her hair care line, her having her alcohol line sponsor the after party, the Wayfarer after party, and refusing to speak to the domestic violence community and storyline. None of those things are smear worthy. What the fuck?
No.
Since when do we give a fuck about a celebrity promoting their hair care line?
No. Nobody
It happens
cares.
every fucking day.
Yeah, no, that's obvious smear. That has nothing to do with anybody.
How are
giving
you
a
supposed
shit.
to even? I mean, that's it's a tall order for Sage Steele to like somehow make that negative. Okay. Additionally, the PR team points out that internet users are resurfacing old interviews Lively did over the course of her career, where she displays cruel, rude, and unflattering behavior towards reporters when promoting previous projects, all of which is also organic. Now, I'm interested in how they can explain that Jennifer Abel and Melissa Nathan and the people who are working on behalf of Justin Baldoni are sending a content creator, right? Talking points list where they're saying the PR team points out that the internet users are resurfacing old interviews Lively did over the course of her career where she displays whatever, this bad behavior towards reporters. What's the good reason why they're focused on Blake Lively and her old interviews? Right? Like, what's the good explanation for that?
Especially the ones that they're referring to. They're not like...
What does this have to do with their client and the situation their client's in?
And it tells you where the Forbes interview comes from. And it tells you where Kirsty Flaw comes from.
Yep.
It's all set up to try and create rage and hate toward a woman.
So here they are, very clearly attacking Blake Lively, telling this content creator to talk about her old behavior, which has absolutely nothing to do with their client. There's no good reason for a publicist to be doing that. It has nothing to do with the conflict that their client is in. I just think that this is fucking plain as day. It's really relevatory. Okay. Blake Lively invasion of privacy refuted by Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively texts. The New York Times in cahoots with Team Lively printed as fact with no due diligence or investigative reporting that Baldoni and Jamie Heath, producer with Wayfarer Studios, entered into her trailer multiple times when she was breastfeeding. This is refuted with a text message between Blake Lively and Baldoni where she clearly invites him into her trailer while pumping. This was later weaponized against him in her complaint. This has all been very convoluted too. I'm not sure.
And it's also, you know, again, they were able to create this talking point that we know is a big, pervasive talking point. We know it's garbage because giving him permission once does not give him blanket permission.
Right.
He didn't get a fucking bus pass. Right. You know what I mean? It was like he was permitted entry at the time he knocked, not meaning that he can just walk in at any time watching her pump.
The next bullet point is, as provided in writing, it was in fact Blake Lively who set the tone of describing her character's clothing as wanting to be, in quotes, much sexier. Baldoni was providing creative input as director to her character's wardrobe while on set, not objectifying her personally, as it is alleged in Blake Lively's claims. Well, we've seen the video now.
We know that's not true.
And so this is another interesting talking point to send to Sage Steele. This goes on and on. I mean, it's obviously the same. But you see how like
they've changed the context, and then they hid behind his status and his station.
Yeah.
And the reality is, we saw the fucking video. It had nothing to do with directing and everything to do with his horny fucking presence. That's what it had to do with.
They're also sending her the still from Jamie Heath's birth video that he showed her, where she thought that since he didn't explain himself, that maybe he was showing her a picture of a naked woman as if it's pornography. Another one is these talking points. Justin and the editors were cut out of the film. And we know this is totally false. And if anything, Sony had plans to create a theatrical cut, and they used Lively, but they didn't. It's not because of her. Yet Baldoni remained positive and took the high road, offering support to his editors who said they didn't want to see the final cut of the film for the first time at the premiere. It's just so weird. Okay.
I want to respond to. Can I respond to somebody real quick?
Yeah.
Solar Cora says, sorry, I forgot your name wrong. And welcome, by the way. So interesting how we see things from different perspectives. I don't doubt that there was discomfort on the set by both sides, which is, I don't know why you're saying that there was discomfort from her side on the set. Are you referring to Blake Lively having discomfort with Baldoni? Because I don't think anybody else had any problem with Blake Lively except Heath and Baldoni.
Also, it's their set. It's their environment to manage.
Anyway, SH though? No. Well, it's not about whether or not there was SH. It's about whether or not there was a complaint of SH. And that's what matters here. And this is the part that gets really confused because everyone wants to try and create this SH issue here. The issue is whether or not she and others complained. And we know that that's overwhelmingly true.
It's not refuted. Both sides agree that she made claims that she experienced SH on set and that those claims were truthful.
So before you continue, though,
it's very important.
I want to protect.
Nobody is denying that she experienced these things.
I want to protect what Solar is saying, though, because it's not. You can have the opinion that it can be of your opinion based on the information you have. That what she claimed was SH wasn't SH to you. That's totally fine. That's totally fair. It doesn't make it not SH for her. That's not how SH works. And the question isn't whether or not SH occurred. That will be a question in the court going forward, but it won't matter because the only question that really matters is, did she and others file a complaint? No, I guess more importantly, did Blake Lively make an SH complaint at any time during the production of It Ends With Us. And the next question is, was she retaliated against for it? That's it. It doesn't matter what you think about the SH or what I think about the SH. None of that is at issue here. Now, the reality is, I think, and this is just me understanding SH as much as I can from a layman's perspective, that SH did occur. And I believe that they're going to prove that it did. As far as its level of severity, I'm not sure how to gauge level of severity. I don't know.
Sure.
I know that people think it's okay for Jamie Heath to just randomly show a picture of a naked woman who had just given or was giving birth. But I don't think that's okay. And I do find that offensive. And if he did that to me, it would bother me greatly. I would not appreciate that.
At your workplace.
At my workplace, it doesn't matter. By the way, the birthing scene had already occurred.
So this
was about his injury. He was trying to remedy his own injury, and he did it offensively.
We're going to get sidetracked because we have a lot to talk about today.
So this is all very important because and I'll wrap up with this. SH doesn't matter whether or not she filed does, whether or not they retaliated does. If those two things are true, that ship sails for him.
You said filed, but complained verbally
But
is enough.
that I consider
complaint.
filed. It's the same thing as when people say there's a contract and it came from a meeting of the minds. No, we didn't sign a deal, but we had a deal.
But I suspect that the people who are saying that there was no SH are unaware that Justin Baldoni already admitted to the court that there was SH. He did admit that she complained on set and that the things she complained about were truthful, that they did occur. He's got explanations for it. He is not denying her version of the events.
I mean,
it's just, I don't know.
Cozy's saying it right here. She's like, in my
from.
company, SH is anything that makes someone else feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm trying to say about SH. It is a subjective event. It's not SA where it can be governed by laws. It is an event where this guy over there is talking about this date he had last night and he talks obscenely about it. And some other and the person to whom he's speaking doesn't care. They're having a laugh like a Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump at a party. They're having a little giggle. But the other guy who's, passing or whatever, hears it and takes offense by it because they're objectifying women or whatever it might be. And SH has just occurred. Even though the person to whom he's speaking, the offender, is not offended or feeling in any way violated. You have to put the proper perspective into this when you bring up perspective. And I think it is interesting to understand that perspective does matter and yours and mine doesn't when it comes to what happened to any one of these people on that set. Only perspective matters is their own. And what they did about it.
And what they did about it. That's the main thing, right? Because if you're saying how much discomfort is somebody supposed to tolerate in a workplace that it is being run by professionals,
right.
It's like you have to recognize when you have been shoved down the line of the narcissist prayer, right? The narcissist prayer goes, that didn't happen. And if it did, it wasn't that bad. But if it was, that's not a big deal. And if it is, then it's not my fault. And if it was my fault, I didn't mean it. And if I did mean it, you deserved it. Like, you have to recognize when somebody has moved the goalpost enough for you that you're somehow down that line of that fucking narcissist prayer.
Yeah.
And instead, what you have to recognize is that what we should be advocating for are workplaces where people do not ever have to be subjected to any part of that. Right?
Yeah.
Like, if somebody complains, the employer has a duty to follow a very simple protocol about how to handle the complaint.
Yep.
And when they do that, they're following the law. Because the law exists to protect the Blake Lively in this situation, but the law also exists to protect the Justin Baldoni and the Jamie Heath. And when they didn't follow the law, they made themselves susceptible to civil litigation.
Fact.
And I don't understand why people aren't recognizing this.
It's so
they
simple.
Fucked up. They're the reason why they're in this. She could have complained about somebody said that her toenail polish was the wrong color, and they were obligated to deal with that professionally so that it didn't make a further problem for them. And when they didn't, look at what happened.
It's a bit of an extreme example. But it could be something as minor as saying
if they think they're dealing with an insane person, right? They could still do. I mean, obviously.
But let me give a better example, because I think an example of saying, because I just remembered this guy who told me Johnny Depp made that statement where he was like, yeah, I'm hanging with this little Russian thing right now. Like, okay, so that statement right there, I would find that offensive.
Yeah.
So like if I'm on now, somebody might be like, oh, dude, that's hot. I would find that offensive because I see the objectification of a woman in that statement. That I would find unacceptable, right? So now I'm offended. The guy to whom he's saying that to might not be. He might be, yeah, dude, I got a Betty from Detroit, and they're exchanging their misogyny, their unconscious misogyny.
Detroit.
Detroit. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it's
no,
it's
it's
like
true.
that.
I mean, that is fair and under the eyes of the law. It's the thing. It's like these guys are trying to have a professional operation where they have to abide by law. They're employers. Okay. When you become an employer, there are laws you have to follow. Like, I'm sorry. That's
It's
why
just-
they're in
it's-
this mess.
That's the way it is. Whether it's
It doesn't
with
matter
the
what you or I
environment
think
or with
about it.
other employees. The junk farm was ahead of us, saying, "Yeah, but when there's a complaint and they don't stop,
Yeah.
that's SH. The whole point. That's harassment. Harassment is stop, stop, stop.
Stop yelling.
See,
What are you doing that for?
just because I'm playing the game.
I know, but we have neighbors, and I don't want anybody to fucking bother us because
It's
they think you're
well
in
within
danger.
the time to yell.
Okay.
I'm in my yelling.
So
time.
fucking dramatic.
I'm in my yelling time.
Okay. There's so much more to talk about.
Keep going. I'll tell you
Okay.
when we're out of tape because we don't have much tape.
Here is okay, so Justin Baldoni, tell me which one you want first. Okay, Justin Baldoni being told that that Melissa Nathan is a fucking snake.
Yes,
or
yes,
okay.
yes.
Or the next one I
Yes,
have is
yes.
is Alex Sachs telling the story about how Justin Baldoni abused her.
One right after the other, please.
Okay. Let me see. Let me get there. Justin Baldoni deposition.
Please like the live if you have a moment. We would appreciate it. Unless you don't like the live, in which case I would encourage you to move on to greener pastures.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We got a lot of good friends here. Lee is here, and Feldbaumling is here, and Delicate is here. Bobo is here.
Okay.
Junk Farm's here.
Let me see where I should start.
Austin
this
is
one.
here. Kiki is here. I'm
It's
telling
so
you,
nice
bro.
to see everybody.
Yeah, it's good crowd.
We were wondering whether all this stuff dropped and you guys thought about us.
Mr. Hands is here, so we know we're going to get a laugh in here at some point.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out where this starts.
Happiness is here. Happiness is your life. What a great thing, to say, to like just put out there. I'm always doing like, oh, SC is here. I was just thinking about you. Actually, it's good to see you.
Oh my God. You guys, this is so much.
I saw one of your comments and I think I might have reacted to it today. I have to do better at getting, after the comments on the actual videos. What is taking you so long?
I'm trying to figure out where to start because they're really hammering him with this. Okay.
Oh, Melissa is here. Yay. What's up, Melissa? She's lurking. I'm lurking.
Okay. I'm just going to pick up here.
Okay. I trust you. Take us on a
So
journey.
she's talking about the publicists. She's
Okay.
asking Justin Baldoni. She's essentially saying, this is the lawyer speaking. She's essentially saying this is not a huge deal. It doesn't look terrible for you, right? And Baldoni says, yeah. She's saying it's very normal, but that people have crisis PR. And it seems to me that she also said that it's not normal for PR to be part of the story. So this is
I'm just going to interrupt because Shannon, I didn't call out Shannon, and she's like, I'm here, and then gave us $10. Thank you so much for being here, even without the $10. We love you so much.
This is specific to, okay, so early on, there was an article that went out. Justin Baldoni was a little upset about it because he was like, I'm not used to getting bad press or being talked about in this way at all. And he's asking his PR team, who is responsible for the article that says that he hired Melissa Nathan, right?
Mhm.
Stephanie Jones has already had a conversation with Jennifer Abel saying, I do not want any of my clients working with Melissa Nathan. She's like, she works in the fucking dark arts and we don't do this kind of shit.
I
Okay.
love it, yeah. The dark arts.
So Justin Baldoni has just been outed in the press
Circle casting maniac.
working with Melissa Nathan, and he understands that that's probably not a good look. He wants what Melissa Nathan can do for him, but he doesn't want his name attached to Melissa Nathan. Okay, so this
Yeah.
is what the attorneys are telling him about.
Okay.
Question, and if you look down to the fourth paragraph starting, Jen knows. Do you see that? He goes, Jen knows. Yes, she said. And she's reading, Jen knows I spoke for an hour on the phone from 12 to 1 a.m. my time. She swears that she swears she had nothing to do with it, but I know someone placed this. Do you see that? Baldoni says, I do. She said, did you have a suspicion that Jen Abel had placed this? No, he says. Did you have a suspicion that Stephanie Jones had placed this? Baldoni said, I had a suspicion that this was Blake's team placing this. And the lawyer says, did you have a suspicion that Melissa Nathan had placed this? He said, no. Question, and here she's essentially communicating to you, I'm frustrated by this. Someone placed this. It wasn't me, right? Justin Baldoni said, I think maybe when I first reach out to her, I may have been confused and wondered why my team might place this or if it was a leak. I don't really remember. I just remember it being such a weird headline. But no, I never suspected that Jen placed it. Question, did you ever suspect that Melissa placed it? He said, no, not in a negative way. I think if I reached out, I was confirming that no one from my team would brag about me having crisis PR. I didn't think that was something worth bragging or making an announcement about. Question, did you get confirmation from your team or comfort from your team that no one from your team had leaked this information? And Baldoni said, I believe I did. I believe this is part of that. Okay, but she's setting him up for the kill.
Oh my God.
Question, this message that Melissa is writing to you is part of the confirmation that you were getting that your team didn't have any part in leaking that information, right? And he said, I believe so. She said, okay. And then she goes on to say, and she's reading, it doesn't make you look bad. Do you see that? He said, yes. Question, you understood from this that she was trying to reassure you that this wasn't a bad look for you, right? He goes, I imagine that's what she was doing. The lawyer goes, okay. And then she said, and she's reading, all the reporters like and trust me, which is why when they call me, they took out all the social media stuff and did a straight story as they wouldn't kill it. Do you see that? He said, I do. Question, do you have any understanding of what she meant by they took out all the social media stuff? He says, no, because even just reading it a second ago, I think I missed that too. Sometimes my reading comprehension isn't great. No, I have all the reporters like and trust me, which is why they called me. I have no idea what she's talking about. Did you have an understanding as of this time that she had spoken to reporters at the Hollywood Reporter or about this article? No. Did you have any understanding about at the time that she had tried to influence the article or kill it? He said, no. I think I missed that completely. She goes, okay. The lawyer, is this the type of negative association with Melissa Nathan and her past clients and tactics that you think Stephanie Jones was warning you about before she hired you, before you hired Melissa? He said, I can't speculate to what she was worried or warning me about. She was really clear. Question, because you never spoke to her about it yourself? He said, yeah, I never did. Question, okay, did Melissa Nathan ever tell you that she, in fact, was responsible for the leak that culminated in this story? He said, she never did. Question, did she ever tell you that she was lying to you when she told you that she was incredibly frustrated by this? He said, she did not. Question, did she ever? Oh my
God.
I know.
Oh my God, bro. Holy shit. He went home and kicked the chair. He went home and he kicked the fucking chair.
Question.
Oh my God.
They let him believe that.
They fucking Junk Farm. Did you hear this shit?
They let him believe that Blake Lively was behind it. That's what he thought. With no evidence.
Oh my God.
Just like fucking Andy Signore.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. They're fucking maniacs. That's what I was saying when in that little
people,
video, the whole, like, their psychology, it's all over it.
I know. Listen. Did she ever tell you when she said, I know someone placed this, that she actually knew who had placed it? He said, so his answer, she obviously did not. Question, did she ever tell you that it was one of her friends? Answer, like before, she didn't tell me anything except what I see here.
Holy fucking shit. You're just so used, bro.
I know.
You're
sad.
just such a used
sad.
Individual.
This is what his deposition was like.
And the part of it is that the problem is that he has a cracked foundation. And so the water gets in, bro. Like, that's the problem. The problem is that he does not have the foundation to be able, and this is why he is not suitable for this high level situation. I'm not in any different, frankly. I'm a fractured individual. I'm so easy to pick apart. I mean, I got destroyed in Hollywood. I got et before I even got to my first fucking
Yeah, but at least you weren't fucking picked apart by sharks like these fucking people. Like Justin Baldoni got fucking picked apart by sharks, the Melissa Nathan.
I'm just saying that I'm not blaming Justin Baldoni for being the vulnerable Egypt he is.
I don't think anybody thinks that Stephanie Jones is a good person, but man, was she fucking right when she was trying to tell her clients not to use Melissa Nathan. Oh my God.
So why is she lying?
Okay, but listen.
Because it's more. Fucking Rico. It's Rico. It's Rico. I just did junk.
Shouting.
I just did a dramatic reading of Junk Farm's fucking grrr. I forgot that part. Grrr.
Okay, listen.
Okay.
Question. Okay, if those things were true,
yes,
are those things you would have wanted her to tell you at the time when you reached out to ask about it? Justin Baldoni said, I would imagine so, yes. She goes, okay, I'm going to show you. Pull tab 40, please. He's asking, do you want me to hold on to this?
Oh my God.
She said, you don't have to. I'm going to mark this as Exhibit 9. He goes, thanks. She goes, it's a text thread between you, Melissa Nathan, and Jen Abel, also dated August 14th, 2024. and they're talking about the
Now remember, August 14th is the day after the text I just read you,
oh,
where they're
so
screaming,
that was
screaming to
yeah,
go
that
to
was the thing.
war,
Oh
and
my
that
God.
Justin said,
where Emily Baldoni is
and
like,
Justin
we're
said,
gonna
you
fight
heard
her.
what the woman said. It's war.
Okay. She said, turn for me to page that's stamped at the bottom, and she gives the number. They're letting him read it.
Oh my God, dude. You got so...
Okay,
Wow,
question. Okay,
man.
so you're sending a screenshot to Jen and Melissa of a text that your old assistant Will sent you, right? He said yes. Did you read the text? He said I did. In that text, he's essentially expressing to you that it's a bad look for you what came out in the Hollywood Reporter story, right? He said yes.
Who is it that's doing that?
You're sending a screenshot to Jen and Melissa of a text that your old assistant Will
Oh,
sent
Will,
to you.
okay.
And in that text, he's essentially expressing to you that it's a bad look for you what came out in the Hollywood Reporter story, right? He said yes. Okay. And you were passing that along to Jen and Melissa to what? Seek their feedback on that text? He said, I don't remember why I sent it. I just remember that it didn't feel good. This is what Justin Baldoni does too. We have so much more of him like soliciting praise and support from his prayer group. He doesn't really think things through. He just shares things so that he can get back like, everything's going to be okay. We'll take care of you. That's what he doesn't even think.
We're probably going to end up having to do a special Saturday edition, but keep
Oh
going.
yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I think too. Okay. I don't remember why I sent it. I just remember that it didn't feel good. Question, why didn't it feel good? And Baldoni says, who's on this text, by the way? Oh, it's Melissa. I mean, I'm being talked about in public and that sucks. And he's talking about me and he's telling me that he thinks that it looks like I'm trying to cover something up and he wants to just share with me because he knows my heart. And I didn't want people to think that because I didn't want people to think that because it wasn't true. Question. And isn't this kind of association exactly what Stephanie Jones was warning you about when she advised you to not hire Melissa Nathan? And he goes, again, I don't know what Stephanie Jones was exactly referring to, so I can't answer that. Question. You understood that
So then
she's...
why did you, what kind of a, so there's no giving you advice.
No.
Like, how can you give this guy
Nobody can
advice?
give-
Because he's like, well, I'm not sure exactly.
No, the only advice you can give Justin Baldoni is you should go to war. Because that's all he fucking wants to do.
Well, Emily's
He is
on board.
primed for fucking battle, and he's going to continue to destroy his life until he gets rid of that fucking reflex. I don't understand what his problem is. I mean, maybe this is what it takes, because he had those other lawsuits and he just fucking skated through. So maybe he has to get fucking ruined, get humbled a little. I don't know. Okay, question. You understood that she said to you, referring to Stephanie Jones, that she said to you that being associated with a crisis communications professional like Melissa Nathan could be used against you because of that association, right? And that text was also released, so we saw that in evidence too. He said, I remember it at one of the texts you showed me. Question. And here is at least one independent source expressing that same view to you now, right? He said, yes. Okay. Were you bothered by this? I think I was. Okay. Can you think of another example of a director of a film hiring crisis PR during the promotion and release of that film related to the promotion and release of the film? He said, I can't think of an article where anyone who hires crisis PR publicizes it. My question is, can you think of a single example of a director who hired crisis PR during the promotion and release of a film in your industry?
I can think of a few, actually.
Yeah, Baldoni said, do you mean that I know of a director who hired crisis PR or that I read an article of a director who hired crisis PR? She says, actually, I don't know which lawyer this is.
Go ahead.
The lawyer said, either one. Can you think of any other example that you can think of where a director of a film hired crisis PR during the promotion and release of that film? He said, a director of a film hiring crisis PR. As I sit here right now, I can't think of a director that I would know that hired crisis PR. The lawyer goes, okay, pretty unique situation in the industry as far as you're aware. He said, I'm sorry, what was the question? Which is like totally appropriate snark. The question continues, is that a pretty unique situation in your industry as far as you're aware? He says, for what? That a director would hire a crisis PR in connection with the promotion and release of a film he was directing or she was directing. He said, I don't know, because I don't think normally people find out when people hire crisis PR. But you can't think of a single other example? He said, I can't right now. No.
It's kind of weird
She
using
said-
him. He's not an expert. You know what
I know,
mean?
right.
Like, yeah.
So she goes, actually, let's look at it for a second more. Just flip forward to the pages ahead of what we were just talking about from the beginning of the text thread. Sorry. They're organizing the number for the stenographer. Okay. Am I correct that you and Jen and Melissa are talking about, generally speaking, what is going on with publicity around you and the film and this issue and how to handle it? Justin Baldoni said, I think that there were more articles coming out that she was sharing and giving me context about. And here we're talking about the trainer and my back. That's from what I see. Question. Okay. On the first page, the first text you wrote, just woke up texting Jennifer with all the texts I'm getting worried about me. I imagine this truce didn't last. Do you see that? He said, uh-huh. She said, do you recall getting texts that morning or the day before that were concerned about you? Answer, I remember going to sleep. I don't know if I was on a plane or where. I don't remember where I was, but there were a lot of people asking if I was okay. Question, and they were asking if you were okay because they had read the Hollywood Reporter article about you hiring Johnny Depp's crisis publicist, right? So bad. Answer, I don't know what they had read. I don't know how many articles there were, but I know that people were worried about me. Question, was it your understanding that was, at least in part, generated from the Hollywood Reporter article, or do you think it was just a coincidence and out of the blue? He says, I'm getting to this part. I'm just like segueing in between.
Okay.
But she gives him something interesting in a minute. Okay. I had no idea what it was about. That's why I texted Jennifer and I made reference to a truce between the two PR teams. Question, and what did you understand about that truce? He said that they would not be planting any negative or untrue stories and that they would not be talking to any media. Question, okay, and you understood that that's a truce that had been made between Melissa Nathan and Leslie Sloan, is that right? He said, that's what was told to me. Okay, and you understood as of this time that both Melissa Nathan and the tag team and Jennifer Abel and the Jonesworks team were interfacing with reporters about the incoming or published stories that were happening around the film and you. Is that right? They're going to repeat the question. I'm trying to get a sense of what you understood the tag team and Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel to be doing around this time vis-a-vis publicity. You understood that Melissa Nathan had reached out to Leslie Sloan and had formed some sort of truce. Is that right? Yes. Okay, you understood that Melissa Nathan was monitoring and handling any incoming PR inquiries. Is that right? He said, I think I believe that both her and Jen were doing that. Okay, you understood that Melissa Nathan was interfacing with reporters as necessary on any of these stories, right? He said, interfacing like communicating with, crosstalk, communicating with, sure. He said, Justin Baldoni said, yeah, my understanding was that if someone reached out to her, then she would obviously answer that or communicate with them in whatever way a PR person communicates. And by someone you meet a reporter, he said, I would imagine. And by she, you mean Melissa Nathan? He said, or Jennifer Abel. Okay, did you understand that Melissa Nathan and or Jennifer Abel were actually speaking to reporters, whether on background or otherwise around this time? He's asking in what capacity. And the lawyer says, on your behalf. He says, well, I imagine so. We were still promoting the movie, so. A question, and you understood that both Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel were speaking to reporters on your behalf at this time. He says, I'm not sure if I ever thought about who was speaking to who. Did you want me to finish? Was there something I didn't answer? No, okay. I believe I was finished with my answer. Okay, now we're done with this question. Fair to say that you did not view the Hollywood Reporter article as a positive for you when it came out. I think that's fair to say. Fair to say that you would have been pretty pissed if you had learned that Melissa Nathan had in fact leaked the information that resulted in that article, right? The witness says, I can't imagine I would have been happy about that.
Oh, shit, boss. You got problems, buddy. And you signed a fucking conflict waiver in order to be co-defendants. Mm-hmm. So now you're fucked. You definitely signed. I know you signed that waiver. No lawyer's not going to make you sign that waiver. I'll be shocked to my bones if he has any recourse now. He got fucked, bro. Well, other than if an actual law is broken. Like if their RICO law is broken, then, you know, that there'll be no...
Really?
Yeah, then there's no conflict waiver there because there's a law that's broken.
Okay, so this lawyer is finally identified in the transcript. This is Miss Shaw, okay?
Miss Shaw.
The lawyer says, all right, I'm going to show you what has been marked as Exhibit 10. This
Only
is
one little smidgen of bad questioning, or what I would say you didn't need to question.
Yeah, right, I know.
The rest of it's really
Sometimes
great.
they're just trying to get him on his back feet.
Oh, yeah, or get him answering yeses or nos or whatever, for sure.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 10. It's a text thread between Melissa Nathan, Ashley, and Amy Chozik. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Dated August 13th, 2024. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is the same date, August 13th. Flip through this for me and tell me if you've ever seen this before. He said, no, I've never seen this. I don't have to flip through it. Do you know who Amy Chozick is? He said, I do not. Do you know if she's a reporter? He said, I do not. Okay. Do you know who Ashley is? He said, I do not. Do you know if she's one of Melissa Nathan's good friends? He said, I do not. Okay. On the first page of this, there's a text from Amy Chozick and then a text from Melissa Nathan that says, and she's reading, I am on Zoom, but we need to pin Amy threw me to the wolves. Do you see that? He goes, uh-huh. And then Amy says, I didn't know that Josh would put it on the wires. Do you see that? He said, I do. And then Amy says, my money is on Melissa against the wolves anyway. Do you see that? He said, I do. Then Melissa says, stop sucking up. And then Amy says, I should be your publicist. Hire me. Do you see that? He said, I do. And Melissa says, done. $0 per year. Do you see that? He said, I do. So she's just trying to get the text message on record. Okay. Question. Now, this text thread is on the same day as the Hollywood Reporter article was published. Are you aware of whether or not they're talking about the Hollywood Reporter article that named Melissa as your crisis PR? The witness says, I've never...
So she was doing some advertising,
His lawyer says, can you move on to something that he actually has knowledge of? And Ms. Shaw goes, no. I'm going to ask him the questions I'm going to ask him.
Yeah, that's how that works. And
Yeah.
lawyers always try to do that. And it's like, listen, you don't get to decide what I ask.
We're going to get this down on the record.
Yeah.
Okay. So Baldoni says, is it okay if I read the document? And they allow him to. Okay, I've read it. Question, do you now understand that they were joking about the Hollywood Reporter article that identified Melissa as your crisis PR? He says, it appears to be the case.
Oh, shit, boss. Oh, my God, bro. I wish this is on video. I want to see his face, bro. Because there's no way it just stayed all fucking... I just want to see how this guy handles truth when it smacks him in the face like a shovel.
Okay, flip with me to the page marked 1222 at the bottom. Okay, do you see where Amy Chozick at around 7:40 says, and she's reading, I told our friend Josh that Melissa is a boss and has a cool client. Josh told his wife, who is a very prominent publicist. Sarah somehow told the Hollywood Reporter, and now they're doing a story on Mel, like Melissa Nathan. Do you see that? He said, I do. You understand this is how the Hollywood Reporter got that story? He says, it appears that is what Amy is saying.
Oh my fucking God, kid.
She says,
oh my God. I can't believe it.
Exposed.
Straight up betrayed. Straight up betrayed. Lied to your face.
Question. Flip the page to 1223. You see the screenshot texted by Melissa of a conversation.
Blake Lively was sitting right there when this was happening. Blake Lively was sitting right there going,
she's like
motherfucker.
Filing her nails.
You know what you didn't do, Justin Baldoni? You didn't take care of your business, man. Not on the set, not with your staff, not with your cast, and definitely not with your publicists.
Yeah, and let these people fucking trash his name.
You know, nice heart and everything, but can you get your fucking mind in the game?
Okay, listen, are you with me?
No, yeah, I'm with you. I can't believe it, dude. I'm absolutely fucking I'm just absolutely...
You understand this is how the Hollywood Reporter got that story? And that's a question. Okay. And he answers, it appears that that is what Amy is saying. Flip to page 1223. You see a screenshot texted by Melissa of a conversation between her and Pam. Do you see that? He said, I do. You don't need to flip back to the article, but I'll represent to you that Pam is Pam McClintock, who wrote the Hollywood Reporter story on Melissa. He said, okay. Okay. And you see they're texting. And she's reading, good to chat. Melissa says, just checking in to see if I need to look out for this article, and if so, when. And then Pam says, was just texting you. Story is very fair and going soon. Melissa says, thank you. Do you see that? He said, yes. Question, were you aware that Melissa had spoken on Background with the Hollywood Reporter ahead of the story being published? He said, I was not. Were you aware that she was managing coverage in the Hollywood Reporter story about her before the story was being published? She said, I was not.
I'm going to cry.
She said, Amy Chozick writes, perfect. Do you see that? She's just rubbing his face in it at this point.
It's like, yeah, I see that.
He said yes. Question. And if you flip the page, they're talking about what publication? The Hollywood Reporter. Ooh, exciting. I think so. Do you see that?
Oh,
said
fucking
yes.
hell, bro.
Were you aware that Melissa and her friends were boasting and joking about how good this article was going to be for Melissa at the time? He said, I wasn't aware of this, so no. Question. Because Melissa never told you any of this, did she? And Justin Baldoni said, I think I testified to what Melissa told me earlier, which was not this. So he keeps going. So, all right.
Yeah, you know that's that so at the end is it is tell. It's a tell.
It's pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay. If you flip the page, you'll see that Melissa texts the
Wow.
Hollywood.
I mean, I
know, listen. You'll see that Melissa texts the Hollywood Reporter story to this group thread where it shows up. Do you see that? She said, uh-huh. Okay, and then Ashley says, and she's reading, oh, that's really good, Mel. Like, really good. Do you see that? He said, I see it. And then Amy says, boom, this is good, right? He said, yes, I see it. And then she said, and then Amy, lower below, says, and she's quoting, are you going to hear from all the problematic men? She said, she's reading, she goes, you are going to hear from all the problematic men. Dick Pickapalooza. Ashley says, men are always the problem. You're in the right game. Do you see that? And he said, I do. Question. What do you think of this, seeing it now?
Oh, please. Why didn't we have popcorn? We should be having
Justin
popcorn.
Baldoni said, I think it sounds like a group of female friends talking to each other about an article. And the lawyer says, are you pleased to see that Melissa was joking with her friends about the article that was causing you consternation at the time? And Justin Baldoni says, I'm not pleased. I don't think that's the word, but... Question,
Holy fuck, there was a yelling match after this.
Are you pleased by the fact that when you asked her to explain this article for you and what it meant, she didn't tell you any of this? And Justin Baldoni says, I'm sorry, can you... I guess he wants her to repeat it. He's probably in his head.
Honestly, I'm so stressed right now.
I know, it's like my palms are sweating.
My palms are sweating. It's so stressful.
I know.
Oh my
horrible.
God.
I feel bad for him, but he fucking
I've been
asked for
in
it.
depositions where shit is being revealed.
Listen, when you hire
God.
hire a publicist and you work with them for years, they're saying that she was working for Justin Baldoni, Stephanie Jones, since 2017. So that means all those lawsuits that prior to this It Ends With Us debacle, all those lawsuits Stephanie Jones helped him get through. And when your publicist is telling you, do not work with that fucking lady, she's going to take you down with her, you fucking listen.
Dude.
So this is what he gets. She's a fucking snake.
And you're a mark.
And he's a mark. That's right. Okay. Are you pleased by the fact that when you asked Melissa, explain this article to me and what it means, she didn't tell you any of this? He said, again, I wouldn't say I'm pleased. No. Are you pleased? She's just like burying him.
No, I love it.
Are you pleased to be lumped in among Melissa's friends with a group of all the other problematic men that need Melissa's help? And Justin Baldoni says, I would hope that they weren't thinking I was one of the problematic men, but that she was going to hear from all of the problematic men. Then it says, and he's reading now, Dick Pickapalooza, so whatever that means. Like men who send dick pics.
Of course,
right?
we know what that is.
Question, do you understand from this that essentially what they're saying is, this is an article about how Melissa has helped Johnny Depp in his abuse trial against Amber Heard, and is now helping you in retaliation. Sorry, I misread that. That's my bad. And is now helping you in relation to the allegations by Blake Lively against you. And so now she's going to be hearing from all of the problematic men. And Justin Baldoni says, I believe one could infer that that was what they were talking about. Do you see Melissa anywhere in this text thread saying, what are you talking about? Justin is not a problematic man. Baldoni says, not in the pages that you gave me. Instead, if you look at 1226, you will see that Ashley says, Blake Lively, this is a quote, Blake Lively noting Melissa's name, haha. Then Amy says, as read, Joaquin Phoenix is calling. And then Melissa says, and she's reading, I fucking wish, right? And then Baldoni says, I see that. Do you have a view from this text thread about whether or not Melissa thought the publication of this article was going to be good for her business? And Baldoni says, I can't guess on what Melissa was thinking or feeling at the time.
How noble.
Yeah, it's a very mature way to conduct a deposition. That's definitely how you want to act.
Well, it's definitely what a lawyer would tell
that-
you to do
Yeah.
and say. I would be emotional in that situation, you know me. But, or maybe not. I actually was a good opponent.
Yeah, it's true. Question, do you think it would have been fair for people to infer from the fact that you chose to hire Melissa Nathan that you were now one of a group of problematic men that she tended to work with? Justin Baldoni says, do I think it would be fair for people to infer? I think people's opinions are fair. I mean, I can't control people's opinions. Do you think that would be a fair inference for people to draw from the fact that you had hired Melissa Nathan, who had also worked with other problematic men? Baldoni says, I think that would be fair. I think in this case, yeah. Do you think you're a problematic man? He said, I don't. And she said, not in any respect. He said, I'm not sure how to answer that.
Toots.
Have I told you you look ravishing today?
By the way, that top
Sexy.
is amazing. Like, whew.
He said, I'm not sure how to answer that. And the lawyer says, with a yes or no. He said, I don't. Okay. Do you think that this is the type of association, looking back with hindsight, that Stephanie Jones was trying to warn you about when she warned you not to hire Melissa Nathan? He said, again, I don't know everything that was in Stephanie Jones's head, but I think that that could be a fair thing to think.
Oh my God, she got it.
Yep.
See, this is the pursuit of this is why lawyers are so good.
They're so
Because she's been
good.
trying to she was unscrewing that for a while, just trying to get that thing loose. She was like, come on, let it out. Let it go, Justin.
That's exactly
all right. Yeah, probably.
He said, sorry.
Oh my God, I cannot believe this. Oh, we've been on the right side. Of course, I knew that, but oh my God, I almost picked up my guitar and started playing it out of happiness, out of joy. I was like, you know what? This is a time for music.
You said you felt at the time that Stephanie Jones had an agenda in warning you against Melissa Nathan. Do you remember that? He said, I do. Seeing this and in hindsight, do you still think she had an agenda, or do you think she was trying to protect your interests? Oh, Mrs. Shaw, that's probably Jones Works' lawyer.
Okay.
Baldoni says, I can't know what she was truly doing. I just know that the feeling that
This fucking lawyer's kick ass, bro. Like the Jones, okay. The Jones, what do you call it? That she wrote, when she wrote.
Yeah, the Jones Works complaint.
It's not the complaint. She wrote I'm trying to remember which it was. I think it was a motion. I think it was the motion to dismiss. Like, I can't remember, but there was one that I read that was hers that I thought was one that we read on this live, I should say. That I thought was one of the best. Feldbaum was, can we go to midnight? Unfortunately, we have 33 minutes of about 30 minutes of hard drive left. We are going to do a Saturday session, and I think
yes, I know, but I want to get to this other part.
I'm gonna like brew the. Obviously, we're on tomorrow again. Pardon me, by the way. But on Saturday, I'm gonna try. I think we're gonna have a long one on Saturday, bro. I think we're gonna have to do like a double session.
There's a lot to read.
It is so much.
I'm down.
You know, and if we can get it away on Saturdays, then maybe Cosmic Urgency will come back to us. I miss you, Cosmic.
I miss you, Cosmic Urgency.
This is not the same, are you, man? What did I do?
Okay, so here we are. I wanted to share with you guys.
So now we're doing the next one?
Yes.
Yes, I'm excited about this one. There's so much. There's piles and piles and piles and piles of documentation. We're paying 10 cents for every one of them. We're now starting to shell out money. And thanks to Shannon and No Two Trolls and all the other super chatters, we have some money for it.
We haven't been buying Pacer. You can't sign up for Pacer unless you have like clients, you're a lawyer. Like, I don't fucking know. It's complicated.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm just getting like the little crumbs that they let us search for on Court Listener, which is a free website.
There's another one we can go get. It's like $20 or something.
Okay, so here we have. I wanted to tell you about Alex Sachs and her deposition, telling the story about Justin Baldoni.
This is crazy.
Being aggressive.
What's so interesting is that, think about like how they opened up Ryle. If you've seen it, it ends with Us, the movie. Is that how he opens up on the book too? Is he violent?
He kicks a chair.
In the book?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's better written. I mean, his chair kick in the movie was not well executed. They could have done a few more takes.
I thought it was great, actually.
Well, no, but in the book, he kicks it and it slides and screeches across. But in this one, he just kind of kicks it up and like it tumbles. It's just not as dramatic.
But the reason I was pointing it out is if you see it, it's you can see this guy in terms of what he's like. Remember, this guy's a tall, big, strong-looking guy. Mm-hmm. Forget about his bad back, right? This can be a physically intimidating human being. He's in great shape, right? He's got muscles, for days. And if you saw him kick that chair, man, that chair got fucking kicked, man. The guy has got the ability to be physical, coordination, and, it's not easy to kick something, for some it might be, but, take it from me, it's not.
Okay. Alex Sachs is a producer that worked with Wayfarer. Do you know about this person's credits? Alex is a woman.
I don't know about she is a woman, and she's a producer on this movie, and I think we can just go with that.
But she's an accomplished producer. Like, she's had.
Yeah, I mean, she's on a Sony flick, right? Alex Sachs, film producer. She seems like a cool looking chick.
Okay, this is
Straight
Alex
out the
Sachs' story. about-
Wildlife, Mac and Rita. Sometimes I think about dying. Americana, Baby Rudy.
Oh, that's a lot of shit.
Uh,
Okay, here we go.
she's got 7 nominations.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, she's got 22 credits. She's been at it a while.
Well, that's awesome. I'm sorry that
she got PGA'd in 2020. Prior to that, she said produced buys.
Well, so I'm sorry that she had to endure mistreatment from Baldoni, but do you want to hear the story about it?
I do.
So I just think it's really rich that every single piece of information that comes out, all of this evidence always points to the fact that Justin Baldoni is just projecting all the time. It's always fucking projection with him.
Yeah.
Like when he wanted to call Ryan Reynolds a scab, it was because he wanted to cross the fucking picket lines and he was irritated that Lively didn't want to.
That's right.
Justin Baldoni was trying to break the strike. And then when he was talking about how Ryan Reynolds didn't think that the screenwriter did a good enough job because she was a woman or whatever. Well, that's basically came from Justin Baldoni. He's constantly trying to rewrite shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And now here he's saying all this press, this bad press that he's put out about Blake Lively, that she's really difficult to work with. But evidently all these other producers who are working with Justin Baldoni and the other actors on set, which is why the whole crew, the whole cast didn't want to walk with him. They're seeing some fucking heinous behavior from him. Alex Sachs is telling her story in the deposition. Okay.
Let's hear it. I'm excited for it.
I'm just going to pick this up in the middle of this document. It says, turn your attention to Exhibit 2, please. Are you confirming in this email that Mr. Heath agreed with you that Sony should provide... I'm sorry, that skipped. I screwed up. Let me start here. Do you recognize this document as well? Do you recognize this email? She said vaguely. This is an email from Mr. Baldoni to you dated February 19th, 2023, correct? Yes. If you direct your attention to the second paragraph, it reads, I want to apologize to the group, especially to Alex. Do you see that? She said yes. What did you understand Mr. Baldoni to be apologizing to you for? She said, I believe the day before we were on a call or a Zoom where he yelled at me. Question, Mr. Baldoni yelled at you? She said, I believe so. When you say he yelled at you, did he raise his voice? She said, I believe so. Question, do you recall who else was on the Zoom? Alex Sachs says, I believe everyone on the email chain, and it may have been a call. Question, Miss Gianetti, Mr. Kaloff, AJ Marbury, yourself, and Mr. Baldoni were in the meeting. Alex Sachs says, I don't know that AJ was. That's his assistant, but Ange, Jamie, and Kaloff probably were there along with Justin. Question, what do you recall about this meeting in February of 2023 in which Mr. Baldoni yelled at you? Alex Sachs says, I don't remember much, but reading the email, I believe he was talking about his own abuse. Yeah, when I tried to voice an opinion, he yelled at me, but I don't remember exactly what the words were. Do you recall the gist of what he yelled at you? I don't. Do you recall what opinions you were voicing at the time? She said, I don't. Let me see. In the second paragraph, Mr. Baldoni writes, and this is a quote, I feel I have failed at being a safe place for others, so I want to apologize as my behavior yesterday for me was not acceptable. This is in February. They didn't shoot until May. For me, it was not acceptable. I try very hard not to interrupt the women in my life, and unfortunately, I've been failing in that on quite a few occasions over the last few months, oftentimes, and yesterday in particular to you. Do you see that? She
So
said
weird.
yes.
Women. He pointed out
This is
women.
in his book.
He pointed
literally-
out fucking women, bro. Because it's one thing, like, to
This
be
is in-
shouting at everybody, like Scott Rudin. He shouted at everybody.
No,
there was
no.
no fucking, there was no discrimination.
Let me explain. In Justin Baldoni's memoir, where he is talking about being man enough and learning to become man enough, he says that he got feedback from his wife about how he often interrupts her. And then he noticed that he does do this. He started to interrupt women and it was just a reflex of him. But when he's in a meeting, he doesn't interrupt men. He says that he talks over women all the time. And it's
I
something
interrupt
he's trying
everybody, don't I?
Yes. It's equal opportunity interrupting for Dale.
Well, I only hang out with you mostly, but if we were hanging out with other people, I'd be like, and another thing. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but being yelled at, that's another thing. Okay, did you agree with Mr. Baldoni that he had failed at being a safe place for others? She said, I have no idea. Did you feel that he had failed at being a safe place for you? Alex Sachs says, I didn't need him to be a safe space for me. Question, did you agree with Mr. Baldoni that
Because she's badass, dude.
Because she's like...
Because she's like, that's not what I'm here for.
Because I don't give a fuck about this guy.
I'm producing, bro. I know how to do this.
Yeah. Question, did you agree with Mr. Baldoni that his behavior and yelling at you during the February 2023 meeting was not acceptable? Yes. Why? I don't yell at work colleagues, nor do I like being yelled at. Question, you think it's inappropriate to yell at your colleagues? Personally, Alex X says, personally. Question, do you recall during this February 2023 call, Mr. Baldoni interrupting you? She said, I don't recall. What was it your experience on the set that Mr. Baldoni would often interrupt you when you were speaking? She said, did you say on the set? And the question is in connection with the film. She said, oh, yes. Question, Mr. Baldoni often interrupted you while you were speaking? She said, sometimes. Question, did you observe Mr. Baldoni interrupt other women in connection with the film? She said, I can't recall. Question, towards the end of that paragraph, Mr. Baldoni writes, and they're reading. Oh, I guess this cuts off. Okay, it picks up 3 pages later. Alex Sachs is answering, and I don't know what the question was, but says, the other times that I recall were usually in group meetings where other women were present, but I never saw him directly mansplain to one woman or a group of women. It was more a big conversation with a group in a production meeting or something. Question, did you observe...
He loves being the center of attention, bro, and everything that when you see him talking, he's just all about like holding it down, you know, like on the podcast, he's the center.
There's some people that have like a sort of a magnetic energy where they just sort of command, like they just have a presence. And he probably got that feedback throughout his whole life. You know,
Yep.
He's kind of been this golden boy. And so I think it's hard to not develop into that grown man when you have that.
Happiness is your life says that she interrupts people and she catches herself and apologizes and then lets them or asks them to continue. She says it happens mostly when the conversation is exciting. And I jump in. See, I have that. I have the exciting, but I also have I'm going to forget this.
I know. It's a
and
very
I don't
common
want to.
ADD thing, you know?
It's my ADD thing, yeah.
I do that too. I mean, everybody does it. It just depends on what the vibe is. And if somebody's getting irritated, then you do this like, oh shit, like I'm so sorry. And then you try and not to ever do it again.
That he can distinguish that he interrupts women
yes.
generally.
He wrote a whole section in his book about it.
Listen, that is a fucked up situation. This guy he's a conscientious misogynist. He knows this.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point of his book is he's trying to undo that like embedded learning.
Wild that it's that bad. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
I
he's
definitely
really
was.
struggling.
I had my father's father and him and all. You know, it comes as we're born. The bigotries we have to shed as we grow up and learn how wrong our parents actually were.
Okay, so listen.
But wow, that's crazy, dude.
This is where it gets juicy. Okay.
Okay.
Did you observe Mr. Baldoni yell at anyone else in connection with the film other than you? She said, not that I recall. Question, did Mr. Baldoni yell at you more than once in connection with the film? She said, yes. How many times would you estimate that Mr. Baldoni yelled at you? Alex Sachs says, I believe it was 3. Would that be 2 times in addition to this February 2023 meeting? She said, I believe so. What are the other 2 incidents that you recall Mr. Baldoni yelling at you? Alex Sachs says, one other was also on, as I believe the other time was on a Zoom. It was a notes Zoom. I don't remember the details beyond that. And then on a follow-up Zoom, he apologized to me in front of the entire group for doing so on the previous Zoom. Question, so you mentioned his notes Zoom. What is that? Alex Sachs says, where we would get on a Zoom and have a meeting about the latest draft and talk about whatever creative notes we all had. Question, so during a meeting to discuss notes of the draft, on the draft of the script, Mr. Baldoni yelled at you? Yes. Do you recall what he yelled at you? I don't. Do you recall the topic that was being discussed at the time that he yelled at you? Because the lawyer's like, why would he yell at you during a notes call? She said, I don't. Do you recall who else was present during the Zoom when he yelled at you on the Zoom with respect to discussing notes about the current draft of the script? She said, Alex Sachs says, I believe Ange Gianetti, Jamie Heath, and probably Kaloff. Is that Andrew Kaloff? Yes. Roughly, when do you recall the notes Zoom occurring during which Mr. Baldoni yelled at you? I believe it was January of 2023. Do you recall the general topic of discussion during that Zoom? She said just the script. Do you recall Mr. Baldoni also mansplaining to you during that notes Zoom in January of 2023? I don't recall. Do you recall whether he interrupted you during that notes Zoom in January of 2023? I don't recall. You mentioned that there was a 3rd incident in which Mr. Baldoni yelled at you. Is that right? She said yes. And when was that roughly? That was on set towards the end of the first round of shooting.
Wow.
Would that have been roughly June 2023? She said, I believe so. What do you recall about the meeting on set with Mr. Baldoni in which he yelled at you? Alex Sachs says, we were shooting at the Root location. It was a very stressful day of shooting because we had a lot of work to do in a short amount of time. He came up behind the monitor where I was sitting. Jamie and Ange were behind me. And he came up to me and asked me how I thought the scene was going and if he was getting it, which I thought he did, and also expressed that I didn't believe that he needed more coverage. And then he yelled at me and said that, I don't remember exactly, but something to the effect of, I actually don't remember exactly what he said, but he yelled something and then slammed his hands on the director's chair next to me and walked away. And then I turned around and looked at Amy. Sorry, she's correcting herself. Looked at Ange and Jamie and said that if he did that, something like that to me one more time, that I was going to walk off the movie. Question. Why did you feel that you would walk off the movie if he behaved in that manner again? And Alex Sachs says, it was the first time I felt physically intimidated.
Wow. Well, this is why I brought this up, because
There's
I knew
more.
we were going there. And
Yeah.
I was talking about that chair kick scene. And you know, so just imagine like being subject. When I saw that on the rooftop, I was shocked that they went with that, because if I were Blake Lively, I'd be like, I'm going to get the fuck out of
I'm gonna
here.
fucking hide
This
from
guy's
this guy.
fucking violent and mad.
Throw me off the roof.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm fucking in a vulnerable spot. I got
That's
a fucking
right.
raging dude on
Well,
a rooftop.
That's why it made a big difference in the book that he kicked the chair and it slid. It was a kick, but it was like, it wasn't
It
like
was
a
more
violent.
like a
Yeah.
as opposed to a whack
Yeah.
and like this
It
destructive
wasn't
thing.
like he fucking lashed out with all of his might.
Which,
you
by
know?
the way, he wanted in the trailer and
Yes.
made it to the trailer.
That's right.
And this is a part of that discussion between the Sony executive and
Mm-hmm.
Jamie to try and make Jamie feel better about acquiescing at least a little on giving Blake Lively the access to the edit, because she had not only incorporated this kick into the trailer, but also added Taylor Swift. Go ahead. I surmised that pretty well.
Alex Sachs says, it was the first time I felt physically
Tanner,
intimidated.
what's up? Fuck yeah, I was just thinking about him today. Today. I was missing him bad. I was
Really?
like, man. Yeah, I don't want to say anything because it's like, what if he doesn't come back? You know? I love you, dude. I'm so glad you're here. Go ahead.
Alex Sachs said, it was the first time I felt physically intimidated. And the lawyer is asking, why did you feel physically intimidated during that interaction with Mr. Baldoni? Alex Sachs says, because he slammed his hands on a chair right next to me while yelling at me and saying my name. That's the one thing I remember, is that he said Alex.
That's fucking fucked up.
I know. Question. He yelled Alex and then slammed his hands on the chair. Alex Sachs says, yes. Can you describe for me where you were when that happened? I know you mentioned that you were filming a root scene. What did that look like? Alex Sachs says, we were in a restaurant, and the front of the restaurant is where we were filming. And then there was a sort of a divider in the restaurant, and Village was behind the divider towards the back of the restaurant. And
By Village, she means Video Village.
Video
If you know what
Village,
that
yeah.
is, and that's where people go and watch monitors during the shoot.
And that's where I was sitting with one of the first chairs closest to the monitor at Village. Question. So you were sitting at the Village. Was anyone who was around you? Alex Sachs says, Ange and Jamie were sitting in two chairs behind me. Was anyone else there? There was probably lots of crew milling around, but no one I can remember specifically. Question. The crew would have been milling around the Village and also the area where the actual filming was taking place in front of the restaurant. Alex Sachs says, correct, but also bringing either equipment or props back and forth from the back entrance to the front where the shooting was happening. Question. Did you say what had prompted Mr. Baldoni to yell your name and slam his hands down on the chair was that you gave him a note that you didn't think he needed more coverage of the scene? Alex X says, yeah, I said I didn't think he needed more coverage of the scene, and I think he wanted to shoot more coverage of the scene. Question. What do you mean when you say coverage of the scene? Alex X says, coverage of the scene is shooting a scene from various different angles. Question. So your impression was that Mr. Baldoni wanted to shoot the scene from more angles. Correct. And you didn't think that was necessary. Correct. And simply noting to him that you didn't think he needed the scene from additional angles prompted Mr. Baldoni to yell and slam a chair? Alex X says, I was answering his question. So yes.
So before you continue, I just want to point out that here we have another situation where a woman is trying to creatively contribute to the movie, and this is the way that he is reacting.
Saying you don't need more?
Imagine what Blake Lively was faced with in the editing room. Imagine what Blake Lively
Here's the
was
weird
faced
thing.
with when she's fucking giving
Yeah.
notes on the script.
Of course, that's why she doesn't want him
That's
around.
why she fucking got her. Think about the fucking people she got behind her.
Yeah.
You know, he's an intimidating fucking force. So maybe she did bring the fucking her dragons into play because what she didn't want was a confrontation. Maybe she didn't want to deal with angry Justin.
I know, it's
because
fucking
she
weird.
could sense it's something that can happen.
You can imagine everybody at the end of the shoot being like, Jesus Christ, what a fucking asshole. Like, yeah, no, I would much rather not go to the premiere with him. He's a fucking jerk.
Tanner said that he's busy at work because of the season and he's trying to be a team lead. Dude, you're such a fucking example.
he's killing it.
Yeah, you're just a great dude. I love that you're there for your teammates and all that stuff. That's fucking awesome, bro.
Okay, question. You answered a question that he asked you, and he responded by yelling at you and slamming a chair in the ground? Alex Sachs says yes. And you were physically intimidated by that? Yes. Were there any other physical movements that Mr. Baldoni was making? Was he getting big, for example? Was he approaching you? Not that I recall. Do you feel that was appropriate behavior for your boss? No. And Mr. Baldoni yelled at you and slammed the chair. It sounded like right in front of several other people. Is that right? Yes. In front of Miss Giannetti, Mr. Heath, as well as multiple crew members? From what I remember, yes. Question, how many crew members could you estimate were around at that time? She said, I have no idea. Would it be more than 10? She said, I don't think so. Somewhere between 5 and 10, maybe. Could be, the answer is, could be under 5, could be more than 5. I really don't remember. Question, was Mr. Baldoni in the scene that prompted him to yell at you? She said, yes. Question, was it your impression that he wanted more coverage of himself in that scene? She said, not necessarily. Question, did Mr. Baldoni ever explain to you why he yelled at you during that time? She said, no. Did he apologize? She said, I don't remember. And then it cuts off, and then it picks up several pages later.
I mean, look, here's the thing that's most disturbing about it. Like, it's one thing to, kind of lose your temper for a second or whatever. You're under a lot of stress. You're directing, you're acting, you're all these things. So you know what? Like, you got to give somebody some room or whatever. And we all have different temperaments and so on and so forth. He's a Scorpio rising. He's
not a Scorpio rising. He and I have similar charts.
Oh, that's right. He's
a Virgo rising.
No, he's a Virgo rising, but he has strong Scorpio.
No, he has like every malefic and his moon in Scorpio. He's a night chart, so he's born at night. Yeah. So his moon is in Scorpio. Well, that's his primary luminary.
So anyway, and that also means that ruler Mars can be very active and
Yes, it is
Austin
conjoining
just gave us
his moon.
a $20 super chat. That is so kind. Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. Continue on.
I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. She says, the question is, during that first phase of production, would you describe the set as well organized? No. Why not? Because it was not being well run and managed. Question.
This is so fucking huge because they kept trying to throw this out.
That's right.
And this is what how many times have I been screaming? How many months have I been screaming? What if he lost control? What if he didn't have control of the set?
Yep.
Maybe somebody had to get control of the set right. to save the fucking movie. And maybe somebody had to be balls enough because she's intimidated by him. Like, it sounds to me like Blake Lively was the only person who was ready to stand up. And the thing is about this, and we were talking about this earlier today, Blake Lively is the star of the movie. She has the most passive power in the building, in the organization, in the project, right? She's the most important person in the project as in terms of in front of the camera. So if they're the only person who can really, really affect the situation is her.
Yeah.
Remember that the threat before the 17-point document was signed was, we're not going to go forward if this doesn't get fucking signed.
You're shouting.
This move, it's okay. I'm a shouter. This thing is it's a fucking crazy situation.
It is, yeah.
This is a crazy situation because they're set, and we're talking about somebody who's produced 22 projects. 22. This woman is not a lightweight. She's not some person who's fucking walking in for, she's been PGA for 5 years, 7 years, actually. 5 years, sorry.
She's also talking about, I'll just summarize this. She said that the set was not being well run or managed. It wasn't just Mr. Baldoni. We started the shoot with a very weak first AD. Our production team was very tiny and overwhelmed. Then we had Wayfarer as the decision-making studio, who's also very green. They said that Julie Bloom was the first. Say
that last part. We had who?
And then we had Wayfarer as the decision-making studio, who was also very green.
See what I kept saying, this dude. These guys were in over their fucking heads. I've said this from the beginning, and everyone noticed. Mm-hmm. The reason why Sony swayed, the reason why Sony moved, is because these guys couldn't hold down a set of this magnitude.
But you know how Justin Baldoni, in text messages, he's blaming Blake Lively for firing their first AD?
Yeah.
Well, here is Alex Sachs talking about how their first AD sucked. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
So Alex Sachs,
Well, I told you why they got fired.
But
it's the same reason you fire every motherfucker on a set, because they suck.
Well, so Blake Lively was scapegoated for this, but I wonder whether it never even came from her at all. I wonder whether it was other producers who were like, we need to replace this person.
Well, tell me more.
Alex Sack said she had come from more recently the television world, which is not really which does not really require ADs unless you're working on the pilot to really construct the framework for how a production is going to run. And so doing this from film, from my memory, she had not done one in a while, and we just were not set up for success as an operation. The question is, what are your expectations for how a first AD on a film set performs? Alex Sack says that they're hyper communicative, in constant communication with all departments, understanding the timeline of any given day in addition to the prep work to get to that given day. They're also in lockstep with the director and the DP on what the shot list is for the entire day. They also should have a really acute understanding of the hair and makeup timings and how the actors are going to be operating on set in terms of needing rehearsal, not needing rehearsal, how long it takes for their hair, makeup, and costumes to be done.
I'm about to add to it.
They are the clock of the day.
Yes.
Question, in your view, did this woman, Miss Bloom, which is a cute name for, it ends with us.
Yeah, and the first AD in general.
Did Miss Bloom meet those expectations for how a first AD on a film set should perform? She said, Alex Sack said, no, I think she tried very hard, but was not able to wrap her head around the entire machine.
It's
Did you
it's
recommend,
such a big job, bro.
Listen,
you heard
that. Did you recommend terminating Miss Bloom as first AD on the film? And Alex Sack says, I was not the first to recommend it, but ultimately, yes. So here's another fucking person saying that Blake Lively was scapegoated for what became a communal decision, right?
Yeah. No, she wasn't just scapegoated. She was drawn and quartered on social media for it.
And you supported terminating Miss Bloom? I did. It's just like, it never fucking ends with these people.
It never fucking ends.
We'll wrap up there, but there's so much.
I'm
so much
so
more.
excited. So here's what we're going to do. This is our schedule going forward. Right now, I have a Monday night game. If we got to stretch into Sunday, I will. But right now, we're gonna go Saturday.
We're gonna take Sunday off.
We're gonna take Sunday off. We got it. You're right.
Yeah.
We got to have a little snoozy poo.
Yeah.
We're gonna work Friday, Saturday. Saturday, we might do a super long session if we need to.
Yeah. Well, we haven't even gotten to Blake Lively's response to the motion for summary judgment, which is fucking juicy, dude. She's making claims. I don't know, man.
Let me see if.
I wanted to get to that tonight, but we didn't have time. So we'll talk about that.
Here, let me do
soon.
one thing here. Oh, here's where I do it. Right here. All right, here. I'm going to ask you guys I'm going to put a real quick poll for Saturday start time. Do you have an idea for a start time on Saturday?
No, let's just do what we normally do.
Okay, we'll do. You don't want to start maybe like 6. You're right. We
You
can go
poll,
later.
You could just poll me.
I'll poll you.
Same time.
Well,
Same channel.
6 o'clock Saturday, but we obviously still have. So we're gonna do a 2-hour tomorrow, or maybe it'll be 2.5 hours. I got to clean up the hard drives and get ourselves set up. But Saturday might be an even longer session, depending on how much you uncover. So we'll see how it goes. This is massive, bro.
I know.
This is so massive. You know what's so funny?
All of it was such a good day for Blake Lively. I'm happy for her.
Insanely good day. I mean, she knew it was coming. It's not like this is news to her. It's
course,
news to us. They've had this shit sitting there. They've been sitting there going, no, we're not going to file no summary judgment.
But I'm hoping it turns the tide a little bit, because holy shit, like these guys sound like, so when you think that Blake Lively is the only person who's accusing Justin Baldoni, and here's so there's more information about Jenny Slate. There's more information about all of the female producers talking amongst each other about how Baldoni's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
It completely destroys his credibility, saying that Blake Lively had a fucking bone to pick with him. And then you have to ask why he put that narrative out. It's so false. But I am just delighted that he got his nose rubbed in it in his fucking deposition about how he hired the worst person, and surprise, surprise, she treated him badly. That Melissa Nathan was not to be trusted.
Austin, hit me up with an email if you've got. Austin says that they've read the entire motion for summary judgment.
Oh, sweet.
I imagine the Blake Lively's response. I think that's what you're talking about. If you're not talking about that,
yeah, there's a few filings, but whatever it is,
we got so much.
You're saying that Austin, you want Austin.
I'm just saying, if you have anything that you feel like you can contribute, go ahead and email.
Yeah, and then, don't bother to do it. Don't spend time.
No, don't spend time. You can just say, hey,
you don't have
check
to
out.
bullet point at us for us.
If you've got any way to help
if there's
us,
anything you want us to talk about, I'd like to hear
exactly.
about it.
And that goes for everybody, actually. If you guys have anything you want us to cover, just hit us up on the website. Go to freedomsplum.com, hit contact. There's a form right there. Or you can just email me at freedomsplum@gmail.com if you don't want to go through the website. That's just as effective. freedomsplum@gmail.com, and just be like, in the subject line, just be like, yo, it's me, and I'll know who you are. And if I don't, shame on me, I suppose. I'll feel bad about that.
I had fun tonight.
Thank you. I had a great time. Thank you for reading for us. You're amazing. You read so well.
Oh, thanks.
Everything's so clean and clear. And you also hang on tight while I constantly throw interruptions your way. So I'm so grateful for you.
That's good.
Big thank you to Austin and to Shannon for the super chats. Thank you so much. It really, you have no idea how much that's going to be helpful for us. So I really do appreciate it. And so does Angela, I'm sure, speaking for you, but I feel confident.
Yep.
And we do have so much more to go with you. I hope you guys enjoyed the Andy Signore segment. But the good thing is that
Kiki
tomorrow...
is saying, hey, check out the bit where Justin invited the producers to enjoy a Russian bath with him. It's an Alex Sachs deposition. Oh my God.
Hey guys.
This fucking guy, dude.
Let's go look at each other's penises and have some conversations.
Oh yeah, there's also where Lively says that he told her about, in their very first meeting, he told her that he was circumcised.
Yeah. Like, it's just like sitting there like,
what the fuck?
I got a cut dick.
Hey, in case you wanted to know.
By the way, I don't have a foreskin. What about you? I've never met you're a woman.
What the fuck is the matter with this guy?
The fucking
I
weirdness
seriously
of it all.
don't understand.
No, I mean, it's so cringe.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's your workplace, bro. You're the boss.
Hey,
What
man.
brain, do you have?
Now we all know about it, and I feel victimized by this information.
Well, fortunately, I couldn't give a fucking shit about that guy and any part of him. So I don't care about the information. And I think it's more embarrassing than anything. That we all know is an embarrassment
of course
to him.
it's fucking embarrassing. What the fuck is the matter with you telling that?
I don't think anybody's going to come forward and start talking about my body parts anytime soon in my life, even if I become famous, which I will not. You guys are so fabulous and fantastic. We will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. for a 2-hour show.
Yes.
It'll probably go over like it did tonight. But on Saturday, we're going to rip through another big chunk. I've said this 3 times, but I'm just reminding you once more. Before you go, hit the like button, but you don't have to. We truly do love you guys so much. Tanner, great to see you. Hope you'll be with us on Saturday if you can't make it tomorrow. I dedicate Saturday to you, Tanner.